Chapter 25:33. Demon Races Array? When the surrounding people heard this, their expressions changed, and they all became uneasy. Lin Xian also frowned. He said to the disciples of the immortal palace beside him, "Be careful! Ha ha ha! It is indeed our demon races array." The half-demons laughed. "Damn humans, do you see that? This is our demon saint's ancient tomb. You mere humans want to touch our demon saint's ancient tomb. You deserve to die." The people of the Demon King Palace sneered. Clang! Suddenly, a stream of light appeared, turning into a blood-red light and fighting in front of them. An expert from the Demon King Hall roared in rage as he was sent flying, coughing up blood. Half of his body had been slashed apart. "Damn it! Who is it?" the people of the Demon King Palace roared, thinking that it was the martial artists of the sacred lands who attacked. Stupid half-demons. It was clearly the array that attacked. So, what if you want the Demon Saint's ancient tomb? Do you think your Demon King Palace can survive in this array? The Saint of Dian sneered. "Damn it, this is impossible." The people of the Demon King Palace gritted their teeth. Hua Tiandu shouted coldly, "Release your aura. I don't believe that the Demon Races array will target us." Boom, boom, boom. The surrounding array runes flickered, drawing out countless blood-red light that attacked in all directions. It enveloped the people of the Demon King Palace. At the same time, the martial artists of the sacred lands were all attacked. Damn it! Why is it like this? The people of the Demon King Palace roared. The array was actually attacking them. How is this possible? They had already released their demonic aura. So, why was it still like this? They couldn't understand. The saints and saintesses of the sacred lands shouted coldly, "Hurry up and defend! Hurry up and attack!" Buzz. The dragon sword domain appeared on Lin Xian's body, quickly transforming into countless sword chi that intertwined. Boom, boom. The blood-red light collided with it, producing an earth-shaking sound, shaking Lin Xian's blood and chi. On the other side, countless flower petals danced around Murong Qingcheng to block the attack. The purple chi that filled the sky enveloped Shinjingqiu. Everyone tried to defend themselves, but they were all hit by the impact. Their expressions changed. Damn it! What kind of formation was this? Why was it so terrifying? The defensive armors of the weaker young disciples were instantly pierced through by the blood-red light, and many of them were split in half. Damn it! Leaf Daodenia roared, unleashing his golden domain to cover the Yi clan disciples. The Yaoguang Saint controlled the imitation dragon pattern, and the cauldron floated above the Yaoguang sacred land disciples. The Grand Xia dynasty, the Ninli dynasty, the Four Symbols Holy Land, the Dian Holy Land, and the Taishan Holy Land. All the holy sons took out their trump cards to protect the martial artists of their holy lands. On Lin Xian's side, he similarly opened up the Dragon Sword domain, enveloping Immortal Palace's martial artists. Damn it, what kind of array is this? How could it be so terrifying? Boom. Just as the cultivators of the Holy Land exclaimed, the people of the Fiend Monarch Palace in the distance roared. A surging scarlet light filled the sky, creating a scene of apocalypse. These people from the Demon King Palace had strong physiques and fierce means. Logically speaking, it should not be difficult for them to block the attack. However, at that moment, they were roaring in anger. Many of the Demon Imperial Palace's martial artists were even pierced through. Even Hua Tiandu took out a purple pearl. It froze a piece of land. Damn it! How could this be? The people of the Demon Imperial Palace gritted their teeth, because they realized that this array was attacking them more fiercely than the humans. It seemed to be specifically targeting them. Impossible. This is the ancient tomb of the ancient saint of the demon race. It's the demon race's array. Why would it target us? It should be killing the humans. The people of the Demon Imperial Palace went crazy. Even Yan Ryu and Huatiandu frowned. They also could not understand. When the martial artists of the various holy lands saw this scene, they sneered. Demon Saint's place? Now, have you tasted the power of the demon saints? These people naturally noticed this and sneered. They did not expect this array to be so evil. It seemed to be specifically targeting the people of the Demon Imperial Palace. Boom, boom, boom. Suddenly, the surrounding void trembled, and the runes flickered even more. Blood-red saber lights appeared in the void, slashing in all directions. Boom. Heaven and earth trembled, and cracks appeared on the defenses of the Nasi powerhouses. Damn it. How could it be so terrifying? The saints and saintesses felt their scalps go numb. On Lin Xian's side, the dragon sword domain whistled and was attacked. He shouted coldly, and the dragon sword domain rotated, emitting countless sharp sword lights to contend with the attack. The two collided, and the sky collapsed, and the earth cracked. The blood-red saber lights were sent flying, but they did not shatter. This scene shocked Lin Xian even more. One had to know that the sword qi emitted by his great dragon sword soul was extremely sharp. Nothing below a heaven-grade treasure could resist it. However, these blood-red saber lights did not shatter, and there were not even cracks. Kid, be careful. This seems to be the work of a saint. Damn it, it's too evil. We're trapped. The crimson dragon's face was gloomy, and he gritted his teeth. In Murong Qingcheng, Shen Jingqiu led the people of the two holy lands and merged. The three holy lands joined forces to resist. Don't panic. This formation has existed for so long, and it definitely won't be able to display its original power. It's not that we can't resist it. Although Lin Xian was attacked fiercely, they could still resist. However, they did not know how long the formation could last. They could hold on for a short period of time, but as time passed, they would be in danger. After all, they were humans. Although they were powerful, their strength was not endless. Moreover, this formation had existed for tens of thousands of years, and it must have its own energy. As time passed, they might really be killed. No, I can't let this continue. Lin Xian's eyes flickered. Attack. We must break this formation. He was a formation master, so he naturally knew that passively defending was not the best way. Taking the initiative to attack was the way to go. Set up the universe formation. Behind him, Xing Tian shouted coldly. The cultivators of a mortal palace moved quickly. They combined to form a strange, large formation. This was an extremely terrifying offensive formation of a mortal palace. It was extremely terrifying. At this moment, the young disciples displayed it, and its power was indeed boundless. On the side, Shen Jingqiu and Murong Qingcheng also organized their disciples to counterattack. Among them, the Jade Lake Sacred Ground set up the Green Lotus Sword Formation, Purple Afterglow Sacred Ground, Purple Afterglow Six Directions Formation. When the other saints and saintesses saw this scene, they also shouted coldly. They also set up the unique formations of their respective holy lands. Wu Hua and the monks of Lanrua Temple formed the Dragon Subduing Tiger Formation, Yin Yang Formation, Five Elements Formation, Four Symbols Formation, Big Dipper Formation. All kinds of formations appeared one after another. They attacked crazily, resisting the blood-colored saber light that filled the sky. On the side of Demon King Palace, they also fought back with all their might. The cultivators of Demon King Palace formed the Eight Desolation Blood Sea Formation. Huatiendo activated the purple bead, emitting thousands of rays of light to resist. Any blood-colored saber light that approached was instantly blasted away. However, Demon King Palace seemed to be the focus of the attack. Chapter 2534. The Demon King Palace seemed to be the focus of the attack. Therefore, they were under a lot more pressure. Although the 8-directional blood sea array was terrifying, it gradually became fragmented and could not withstand the attacks. Humph! Yen Ryu snorted coldly as a green light appeared in her eyes. A green stream of light rushed out from her body and slashed forward. In an instant, the surrounding blood-colored sword light shattered. This scene shocked everyone. The dark red divine dragon cried out in surprise. "Damn, this chick is too strong." Sure enough, after one attack, Yen Ryu controlled the green stream of light to destroy all the surrounding blood-colored sword light. The crisis of the Demon King Palace was resolved. Buzz, buzz, buzz. The void trembled again, and 8 blood-colored figures appeared in all directions, freezing the heaven and earth. Everyone's expression changed. They looked up at the sky with fear in their eyes, be it the Demon King Palace or the elites of the sacred grounds. Lin Xian also frowned. Sure enough, something else had appeared. Furthermore, these 8 figures were accompanied by tremendous auras as soon as they appeared, which were stronger than the crimson saber glow from before. Demonic beasts. Xing Tian's pupils constricted. At this moment, everyone looked up at the sky. Exclamations of surprise were heard. Between heaven and earth, the 8 blood-colored figures were extremely terrifying. They seemed to be formed by blood-colored light and emitted a powerful aura. Huge blood-colored wings were hidden behind their backs, and when they flapped, they brought about a strong demonic wind. "What are these? Bats?" someone exclaimed. No, they were indeed bats, and judging from the aura, it should be the Bat King. Damn it! The Dayan Saint's face instantly turned gloomy. He recalled that they had a disciple who had his skin sucked dry. Could it be that the Bat King did it? Kill! A genius from the Dayan's sacred ground charged forward. "Damn you, stinky bat! Return my junior brother's life!" A blue sword light flashed across the sky and shone in all directions. It was like a wave as it slashed forward. Along with it was a loud roar. The surrounding people exclaimed. This sword technique was terrifying. Judging from its power, it was definitely at the level of a top-notch almighty. Buzz, poof. There was a scream as the blue sword light in the sky shattered. The genius from the sacred ground who attacked was sent flying, and his arm turned into a bloody mist. What? How could he be so powerful? Everyone was stunned. The saint son of Dayan's pupils constricted. The other saints and saintesses also gasped in astonishment. What did they see? A crimson bat king had severely injured a genius from the sacred land with just a flap of its wings. Wasn't this method a little too terrifying? What realm had these blood-red bat kings reached? They did not dare to imagine. So powerful. At the very least, it was an 8-star Supreme Demon King. Moreover, it was not an ordinary Supreme Demon King. It was very likely that he was in the middle to late stages. Thinking of this, everyone's heart turned heavy. Humph! So what? It's just a demonic beast. I'll kill it. A young man from the Nangong family walked out. This young man was very handsome, and his body shone with boundless light. Nangong Saint, the surrounding crowd exclaimed. They did not expect that a saint-level genius was about to make a move. They watched the battle nervously. Nangong Shengzi soared into the sky and stared at a blood bat king in the sky. The blood-colored bat king was challenged. It flapped its blood-colored wings, which turned into dozens of sharp saber lights that slashed toward Qin Mu. Boom, boom. The void was shattered in an instant. Soon, dozens of saber lights shrouded Nangong Shengzi. Nangong Shengzi sneered. An unparalleled power erupted from his body and formed a sphere that spread out in all directions. Boom. The saber lights hit the sphere and made an earth-shattering sound. Boom, boom. The saber lights were shattered and turned into a bloody mist. Nangong Shengzi laughed. You want to hurt me with mere saber lights? Go to hell. As he spoke, he threw out a palm. His palm covered the sky and was completely black. It was as if a demonic mountain was pressing down. The sky was torn apart in an instant. The violent energy caused the surrounding young disciples to exclaim. Boom! The palm hit the Bloodback King and completely shrouded it. This is great. He hit it. The disciples of the Nangong family cheered. Humph! Let's see how he dies. How dare you be arrogant in front of me? You're courting death. Cold laughter could be heard. Nan Gongshengzi revealed a smug smile. It was nothing in front of his black demon palm. However, the next moment, he was stunned. What was going on? He felt that his opponent had not turned into a bloody mist under his black demon palm. Whoosh! The huge black demon palm was raised and countless winds and clouds changed. The surrounding people widened their eyes and looked forward. Damn it! How could this be? He's not injured? That's impossible. The people of the Nangong family were the first to exclaim. The geniuses of the other sacred lands were also shocked. Lin Xian frowned. Yi Wudao's eyes were like golden lightning that streaked across the void. Damn it! How could this be? Nan Gongshengzi was also stunned. His black demon palm was a unique technique. Even a pinnacle almighty would be smashed into pieces by such a palm strike. Even a peerless almighty would be seriously injured. However, his opponent was not injured at all. There was not even a crack on his body. Damn it! Go to hell! The black demon palm struck again. This time, its power was even more violent than before. It could be said that it could destroy heaven and earth. Boom! An earth-shattering sound could be heard. The entire cave shook, and large cracks spread in all directions. However, Nan Gongshengzi's face turned even uglier. He was the attacker, so he could naturally sense the situation of the Bloodback King under his black demon palm. The Bloodback King was still intact. Whoosh! Suddenly, the black demon palm broke into pieces. A blood-colored crack appeared, and two blood-colored wings pierced through the void and destroyed the black demon palm. Damn it! Nan Gongshengzi retreated. Cracks appeared on his palm, and blood flowed out. His handsome face became extremely distorted. Saint! The martial artists of the Nangong family exclaimed and rushed over. The others all looked ahead in horror. It was too terrifying. The blood-colored bat was so terrifying. It could injure a saint. The opponent's strength was completely above that of a saint. Moreover, the opponent had only flapped his wings. He did not even move his body. This made the faces of all the saints and saintesses turn gloomy. Damn it! What the hell was that? Many people were horrified. The people of the Fey Imperial Palace exclaimed, Damn it! It was the Blood Wingbat King. It was a mutated beast. Wasn't it said to be extinct? How could it appear here? And there were 8 of them? The Blood Wingbat King was an ancient peerless beast. Everyone sucked in a breath of cold air. This ancient tomb was too strange. It even had such an ancient beast that was about to go extinct. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. The 8 blood-winged bat kings moved at this moment. They flapped their blood-colored wings and formed a blood-colored tornado that swept in all directions. Chapter 25:35. The martial artists of the various sacred lands suffered a violent impact. The tornado was even more terrifying than the saber light from before. Quickly block it. Lin Xian snorted coldly and activated the dragon sword domain. It roared in the sky and tore apart the surrounding tornadoes. The other saints and saintesses also used their ultimate skills to resist. Whoosh! The 8 blood-winged bat kings moved. The moment they appeared, they brought along a powerful storm and a terrifying blood aura. Those array attacks were instantly shattered. Among them, 5 of the blood-winged bat kings charged towards the human sacred lands. The other 3 charged towards the demon imperial palace. The faces of the people of the demon imperial palace instantly turned green. One had to know that no matter how powerful they were still just a sacred land. There were so many sacred lands on the other side, but they were only attacked by 5 Bloodwing Bat Kings. Their sacred land was attacked by 3 Bloodwing Bat Kings. How could they contend against this? Moreover, these were not ordinary Bloodwing Bat Kings. Any one of them could easily injure a saint-level genius. Sure enough, in an instant, miserable cries came from the demon imperial palace. More than a dozen martial artists of the demon imperial palace were instantly torn apart. A large bloody mist filled the air as miserable cries sounded. It was like hell on earth. The other disciples were also affected and vomited blood as they flew backward. In the blink of an eye, the demon imperial palace was severely injured. Damn it, get lost. Hua Tiandu's eyes instantly turned red. He activated the purple orb and shot out a ray of piercing cold light. Bang! An earth-shattering sound rang out. A Bloodwing Bat King was blocked and forced back, but soon it charged over with a howl. It did not suffer any injuries. Damn it! Hua Tiandu roared and attacked again, fighting with the Bloodwing Bat King. The other 2 charged towards Yan Ruyu. This scene caused everyone's hearts to tremble. Yan Ryu snorted coldly and formed a seal with her palm. Immediately, a green treasure bottle appeared in her hand, and thousands of rays of light shone down, enveloping her body. Boom, boom, boom. The blood-colored tornado collided with it, making a clanging sound, but it did not break. This scene made the people of the Demon Imperial Palace heave a sigh of relief. However, they did not relax, because the 2 Bloodwing Bat Kings had already reached Yan Ruyu's side. What was going on? In the distance, the martial artists of the various sacred lands also exclaimed. They were attacked by 5 Bloodwing Bat Kings. In an instant, a great battle broke out. However, the holy sons and holy daughters used a wisp of their souls to investigate the situation at the Demon Imperial Palace. When they saw the 2 Bloodwing Bat Kings attacking Yenryu, they cried out in alarm. From the looks of it, the target of these Bat Kings seemed to be that mysterious woman. What's going on? Just what kind of identity did that Yenryu have? How could he alarm 2 Bloodwing Bat Kings? It should be noted that they had saint bodies on their side, and the saints and saintesses only had 5 saint bodies. One Yenryu had actually attracted 2 of them. Could it be that the other party possessed some kind of unique bloodline? Or perhaps his status in the Demon King Palace was very special? They didn't know. Lin Xian also became nervous when he saw this. Yenryu was Zhao Shui that he had set his mind on. He did not wish for anything to happen to her. Peng! Damn it! Lin Xian roared. He saw that Yenryu had been sent flying, but fortunately he didn't seem to have suffered any injuries. On the other hand, the people from the Demon Imperial Palace went crazy. Among them, a few powerful demon kings roared. Protect the young master! They charged towards the Bloodwing Bat Kings as if they had gone mad. Boom! Boom! The battle was very intense. The sky full of attacks collided with the Bloodwing Bat Kings, making sonorous sounds. However, the attacks did not break through their bodies. Impossible! Damn it! Could it be that these are invincible demon kings? Those powerhouses screamed because it was too unbelievable. Their attacks were extremely swift and fierce. Even if they were peerless demon kings, they would have been blown apart long ago. No, they were not ordinary demon kings. It seemed that they had been refined like the Big Dipper coffin outside. They might also have Tao patterns on their bodies. This was no longer a demon king. It should be a guardian of the tomb. Their defense was astonishing, and their combat strength was powerful. They must be careful. Cries of alarm sounded one after another. Sure enough, although Lin Xian had a lot of people on his side, the attacks of those young disciples could not hurt the Bloodwing Bat Kings at all. Even a single saint could not do it. They had to join forces to suppress them. This was too strange. Every single thing in this ancient tomb was extremely terrifying. One had to know that these saints and saintesses were all peerless geniuses who dominated the world, which one of them did not dominate a region. Now, they were only tied with one demon king after joining forces? No one would believe it if they told others. Moreover, what shocked them even more was that the 5 Bloodwing Bat Kings were not attacking alone. The 5 of them joined forces to form a strange formation that enveloped everyone. At that moment, Lin Xian and the others began to roar in anger. Lin Xian also knew that this was not everyone's true strength. For example, Yi Wudao, the Alcade Saint, and the others probably still had a lot of trump cards that they had not used. Not to mention them, even he did not use the saint's hand bone. Black earth. Puffed. In the distance, the illusion saint screamed. One of his arms was torn off and instantly turned into human skin. Among them, a Bloodwing Bat King charged towards him and kept absorbing his blood. Damn it, get out of my way. The illusion saint was so scared that his face turned green. He roared angrily, and his severed arm instantly regrew. A majestic force surged out. The Bloodwing Bat King was sent flying. Phew, the illusion saint exhaled. His face was pale. It was too dangerous. He was almost killed just now. When the other saints and saintesses saw this scene, their expressions turned solemn. The younger disciples were scared out of their wits. It was too terrifying. Even a saint would be killed if he was not careful, let alone them. Oh no, don't get hurt by it. Lin Xian shouted coldly. His soul was super strong, and he instantly realized that something was wrong with these Bloodwing Bat Kings. Their strength was constantly rising. Damn it, don't let them suck blood. They can increase their combat strength. Lin Xian shouted coldly again. What? Hearing this, everyone sensed it. Sure enough, they found that the Bloodwing Bat King's combat strength was getting stronger and stronger. Damn it, if this continued, they would definitely die. They could not delay any longer. They had to use their land cards. The illusion saint gritted his teeth and took out an illusion pearl. It emitted a strange and bright light. As soon as the illusion pearl was taken out, it tore apart the sea of blood and the terrifying red storm. The other saints and saintesses also used their trump cards. However, these Bloodwing Bat Kings were too terrifying. They were puppets that had been refined with saint artifacts. They were the guardians of the ancient tomb. Therefore, even if they used their land cards, these saints and saintesses would not be able to kill them in a short time. On the other side, the people of the Demon Imperial Palace were roaring. Chapter 2536. They were severely suppressed. Damn it, he really deserved to die. Why are they targeting us? We also have the blood of the demon race flowing in our bodies. Those experts roared angrily. They really couldn't understand. Why would the array specifically target them? Yenryu and Huatiandu's faces were gloomy. Damn it, bloodline. They're here for our bloodline. Huatiandu gritted his teeth and hurriedly protected Ryu. He couldn't let her get hurt. The eyes of the experts of the Demon Imperial Palace also turned red. They crazily protected Ryu. They resisted the attacks of the 2 Bloodwing Bat Kings. They had no choice. Firstly, they had to listen to Huatiandu's orders. Secondly, Yenryu's identity was too special, not only to the Demon Imperial Palace, but to the entire demon race. It was extremely important. They couldn't let her suffer any losses. Kill. The eyes of the 2 Bloodwing Bat Kings bloomed with a strange green light. They stared at Yenryu. Kill. Cold roars sounded. That's right. Their target was indeed Yenryu. Of course, they wouldn't let those humans go. You want my blood? Humph. What a good idea. Yenryu snorted coldly. She didn't expect that these guardians would attack her in this ancient tomb. Could it be that the deceased ancient sage of the monstrous tribe was plotting against her? But how many tens of thousands of years had it been? Didn't he die long ago? On Yen Ryu's body, a green light surrounded her like a bunch of lotus flowers, completely enveloping her. Pung pung pung. The green lotus phantom was very tall, like an immortal flower. It danced in the air, turned into a divine rainbow, and swept out. With a bang, one of the Bloodwing Bat Kings was sent flying. The Bloodwing Bat King smashed through the void and directly retreated far away, rolling countless times before stopping. But in the next moment, it screamed and charged over. The two Bloodwing Bat Kings attacked crazily. They waved their wings, sharp claws, and teeth, constantly biting the green lotus phantom. The green lotus phantom was bitten into pieces and would shatter at any time, but it recovered in an instant. It grew and multiplied endlessly, as if it was indestructible. It blocked the attacks of the two Bloodwing Bat Kings. This scene shocked everyone. Heavens, how could Yen Ryu be so terrifying? She could actually resist two Bloodwing Bat Kings alone. How could this be? Could it be that her strength far surpassed the saints? These people were all crazy. Yi Wudao, the Yao Guang Saint's son, the Dao Yi Saint's son, the Grand Xia Prince, the Central Continent Twin Kings, and the others all wore solemn expressions. They felt a huge pressure. Someone had actually surpassed them. Humph! Impossible. That girl must have some kind of super trump card. Otherwise, she wouldn't have been able to resist it. The twin kings of the Central Prefecture snorted coldly, and the Alcade Saint's son's eyes flickered. Her green lotus phantom was terrifying, and it was definitely a precious treasure. Leaf Dowdenier didn't say anything. Instead, he shouted coldly, unleashing his golden spirit domain and unleashing deadly attacks on the Bloodwing Bat King. All of a sudden, the power of the saintly physique was displayed. It was earth-shattering as it fought with the Bloodwing Bat King. Lin Xian and the others also fought back with all their might. However, Lin Xian did not display his full combat strength. He had been accumulating strength all this time. Who knew if there was something even more terrifying after these Bloodwing Bat Kings? Now, all he had to do was protect himself. Their immortal palace's side could still hold on for now. Shen Jingqiu and Murong Qingcheng were not in any danger. In the distance, Yen Ryu displayed a powerful green lotus phantom and temporarily resolved the crisis. All of this made Lin Xian breathe a sigh of relief. Rosalong, quickly search and see if you can break this formation. At the same time, Lin Xian activated his heavenly secret divine eyes, trying to control one of the Bloodwing Bat Kings. However, his eye technique was reflected in an instant. There was an even more terrifying backlash force that surged toward him. It was very bloody and wanted to devour his soul. Soul ignition. Lin Xian activated the secret art of soul ignition in an instant, burning away the cold, bloody energy. Damn it, there was indeed something mysterious in these Bloodwing Bat Kings' bodies. He guessed that it should be something like a Tao pattern. Otherwise, it couldn't be so powerful that it could resist his heavenly secret divine eyes. Roar! The battle situation in front changed again. The bodies of the three Bloodwing Bat Kings suddenly expanded. Blood-colored patterns appeared on their bodies. They opened their bloody legs and enveloped the people of the Demon Imperial Palace. The expressions of the people of the Demon Imperial Palace changed instantly. They felt that the blood in their bodies was rapidly draining. Not good. They want to forcefully rob us of our blood. The expressions of the experts of the Demon Imperial Palace changed drastically. Damn it, this is the Bat King's innate ability. They actually activated their bloodline power. Hurry up and activate our own. Countless angry roars rang out. The people of the Demon Imperial Palace quickly activated their bloodline power to resist. The Bloodwing Bat King was a mutated species of heaven and earth in ancient times. It was an extremely terrifying peerless beast. In addition to their ferocious nature, their bloodline power was extremely terrifying. They could directly rob others of their blood. This kind of method was extremely strange and impossible to guard against. For a moment, the people of the Demon Imperial Palace screamed. Huatiendu threw out a purple bead that kept expanding. It was like a purple sun that fixed the sky and resisted. On Yen Ruyu's side, the green lotus illusion on her body also expanded. It turned into a divine tree of heaven and earth that enveloped all the people of the Demon Imperial Palace. On the other side, the 5 Bloodwing Bat Kings also activated their deprive ability and forcefully robbed the martial artists of their blood. The young martial artists instantly screamed. Their faces were pale. Blood rushed out of their bodies and turned into rivers that flew into the sky. The 5 Bloodwing Bat Kings crazily devoured. Many of the weaker ones were directly turned into human skin. Their blood was forcefully taken away. The Immortal Palace side was also affected. The disciples of the Immortal Palace screamed. Their armor and king's domain were useless at this moment. The blood in their bodies flew out uncontrollably. Seeing that they were about to be sucked dry, Lin Xian shouted coldly, "Great dragon sword soul!" In the spirit domain, countless dragon-shaped sword energies flew out and slashed towards the sky. Boom, boom, boom. Countless cracks appeared between heaven and earth. The blood that filled the sky flowed back. The martial artists of the Immortal Palace cried out in shock. That's great. They felt like they had just survived a great festival. Seeing this scene, the other saints and saintesses all followed suit. They slashed the void, wanting to stop it. However, almost no one succeeded. They couldn't cut off this connection at all. Damn it. How could that kid cut it off? Could it be that there was something special about his sword chi? The surrounding saints and saintesses couldn't understand. How could they know that the great dragon sword soul's attack was unparalleled? It could destroy everything. The deprive ability could also be destroyed. Chapter 2537. Of course, the other saints and saintesses did not have the great dragon sword soul, but some powerful saints and saintesses had other means. For example, the golden sword dragon pattern cauldron, only in heaven and earth, and the power of the saint physique could all destroy the divine power. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. However, after such a long time, it would still be a great crisis for the human race. Perhaps, other than a few saints and saintesses, everyone else would be killed. Damn it! Lin Xian roared and rushed into the sky. His body emitted a powerful light as he waved the ancient dragon abyss sword in all directions. Streaks of sharp sword waves burst forth like heavenly swords, shattering the void. They were saved, everyone exclaimed, as they felt their blood returning to their bodies. In the next moment, they looked at Lin Xian. It was this kid who saved them. At this moment, they had mixed feelings. The saints and saintesses looked at Lin Xian's figure with solemn expressions. His opponent's sword chi was simply too sharp and too bizarre. Lin Xian ignored them. His figure flashed and instantly arrived at the side of the Demon Imperial Palace. With a few slashes, he broke the Bat King's divine power. They were saved. The people of the Demon Imperial Palace also heaved a sigh of relief. They looked at Lin Xian with complicated expressions. Yen Ryu smiled. "Thank you, young master, for your help." She wanted to smile. "Beautiful." Hua Tiandu snorted, but he still said, "Thank you for your help. I will remember this favor." Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. In the sky, the 8 Bloodwing Bat Kings stopped attacking. They stood in 8 different directions and stared coldly at Lin Xian. Lin Xian felt a great pressure. It was extremely dangerous to be stared at by so many peerless demon kings. Humph! He snorted and sword chi rushed out from his body, shattering the void and destroying the powerful pressure of the 8 demon kings. Lin Xian stood in the sky and looked in all directions. Everyone, I think we should work together. Brother Lin, do you have any ideas? Yi Wudao asked. The other saints and saintesses also looked up. Among them, the 5 Elements Palace, the 9 Firmaments Divine Emperor, and the Tai dynasty were furious, but they did not say anything. This was because the other party's sword technique was very powerful. It was able to destroy that kind of blood-sucking divine ability. To them, this was undoubtedly a life-saving straw. They didn't dare to provoke him now. Lin Xian's eyes flickered as tens of thousands of sword beams radiated from his body. He was like a sword immortal. My companion is an array master. He should be able to find the key to breaking the array. When the time comes, we can attack together and break this array. Then he could leave this place. However, during this period, I ask for everyone's cooperation. Cooperate. Hearing this, the expressions of the people from the Nangong family and the Yin-Yang sect changed. They remembered what had happened before. Previously, when they were trying to break the 8 trigrams formation in the secret room, they had worked together with the other party. However, at that time, they were not too willing. In the end, they were tortured to death by the other party. The current scene was extremely similar to the one before. This made them gnash their teeth and their faces turn ashen. However, there was nothing they could do. The other party's attainments in formations were far above theirs. All right, no problem. We'll listen to you. Yi Wudao nodded. Wu Hua also made a statement. The prince of the Great Xia also said that it was fine. Since the top saints had said so, the other saints and saintesses didn't dare to have any objections. Rizalong, it's up to you, Lin Xian said. She opened up the dragon's word domain, and countless dragon-shaped sword beams surrounded her, cutting off the blood-sucking divine ability. The Crimson Dragon led the people from the various sacred lands to begin breaking the array. However, the array wasn't that easy to break. There were still 8 Bloodwing Bat Kings, eyeing them covetously. As expected, as soon as they began to break the array, the 8 Bloodwing Bat Kings attacked like crazy. This time, their strength was even more terrifying than before. Rays of blood-colored light shot into the sky like a surging sea of blood. Although Lin Xian had temporarily suppressed the blood-sucking divine ability, the Bloodwing Bat Kings were still very terrifying without it. For a moment, screams sounded again. They split into 2 groups. One group broke the array, while the other attacked. Lin Xian roared and slashed out with his sword. He sent a Bloodwing Bat King flying as he roared loudly. Qingcheng, Jingqiu, you and Rizalong break the array together. I'll attack with Wu Hua and the others. Murong Qingcheng, Shen Jingqiu lead the others and the Crimson Dragon to break the array. On the other side, Lin Xian, Wu Hua, Yi Wudao, Yao Guang Sage, and the others began to attack. Of course, in addition to them, countless geniuses and powerhouses also attacked. They destroyed a part of the world. However, the 8 Bloodwing Bat Kings were too terrifying. Their bodies were like heaven-grade treasures that couldn't be broken at all. After a fierce battle, the Bloodwing Bat Kings were sent flying countless times, but each time they would quickly charge back. It was as if they were endless and couldn't die. Lin Xian's side was miserable. The better ones had exhausted their strength, and the worse ones were injured. In fact, 2 of the saints were torn apart and almost killed. Humph! Yan Ruyu snorted coldly. She took off a bronze octagonal bell from her waist and shook it gently in her hand. Ding ding, dang dang. A crisp sound was heard, and suddenly the void shattered. Not good. It seemed to be Flower Protector. The surrounding people's faces changed. They didn't expect that the other party would have a Flower Protector. Damn it, weren't the 3 Flower Protectors taken away? How could there be a 4th one? someone exclaimed. Even Lin Xian was surprised. Yi Wudao and the Yaoguang sage were also surprised. The 3 flower protectors had been divided among the 3 of them. They didn't expect another one to appear in the other party's hands. Defend! Exclamations were heard. Everyone retreated. The light of flower protector blasted the Bloodwing Bat Kings, sending them flying again. Buzz, buzz, buzz. Mysterious runes appeared on the Bat King's body. Their bodies seemed to be flowing with blood. It was incomparably demonic. A terrifying demonic aura filled the air. No, help me! I can't unleash the full power of Flower Protector. Indeed, although Yen Ryu was powerful, she was only at the level of a Sky Pride. Although Flower Protector was terrifying, they couldn't unleash its full power yet. Attack! Lin Xian also took out Flower Protector. Not only him, but Yi Wudao and the Yaoguang sage also took out Flower Protectors. 4 Flower Protectors floated in the sky, stabilizing the 4 sides of Heaven Palace, and then began to shake. They attacked carefully, controlling all the sound waves within a certain range to avoid being affected. Flower Protectors were very powerful, although they could only unleash a trace of power. If they attacked, the martial artists below the level of an almighty would be turned into ashes in an instant. Roar! The 4 Bloodwing Bat Kings roared and pounced on Flower Protector, fighting against him. As for the other 4, they charged over once again. Chapter 25:38. The 4 Bloodwing Bat Kings roared and pounced on Flower Protector, fighting against him. As for the other 4, they charged over once again. Damn it! Leaf Dao Denier roared. Their Flower Protector could only pin down 4 of them. They needed other methods to deal with the other 4. However, Yen Ryu began to breathe a sigh of relief. There were only 4 left, and the danger to them had greatly decreased. It wasn't that they couldn't defeat them. Thinking of this, a green light appeared on her body, and she slashed out, sending one of the closest ones flying. Everyone attacked together, suppressing them. Kill! Angry roars rang out one after another. The cultivators of the various holy lands charged over, forcing the 4 Bloodwing Bat Kings to retreat. That's great! Everyone cheered wildly. They saw hope. However, the 4 Bloodwing Bat Kings roared. An endless bloody light spread out from their bodies. Buzz, buzz, buzz. 4 more blurry figures appeared beside them, and they began to combine and transform, forming another 4 Bat Kings. Damn it! How is this possible? Are they clones? The Alcade Saint waved his palm, sending one of the condensed Bat Kings flying. However, he found that there were no cracks on the other party's body, and it was also terrifying. Not good. I'm afraid it's not clones. Damn it, what is this? It can't be broken! Exclamations sounded, and despair appeared in everyone's eyes. At this moment, the Bloodwing Bat Kings that were fighting against the 4 Flower Protectors also split into 4 clones. The 8 Bat Kings became 16 Bat Kings. Each one was incomparably powerful, and their bodies were like Heaven Step artifacts. Their attacks were even more powerful. Damn it! No, I don't believe it. Everyone was in despair. It was already difficult for them to fight against the 8 Bat Kings. Now that the number had doubled, what could they do? 16 Bloodwing Bat Kings. How could they fight? Everyone's faces were filled with despair. Leaf Dodenier, the Alcade Saint, and the others' faces were gloomy. Unless they used all their trump cards, could they kill the other party? They had no confidence in their hearts. Ka, ka, ka. Boom. At this moment, the Crimson Dragon exclaimed, "Great, the array is broken. Everyone, run. Kid, let's hurry up and leave." The Crimson Dragon roared. Lin Xian and the others' eyes lit up. In an instant, his dragon sword domain enveloped everyone from Immortal Palace and flew into the distance. "Let's go!" he called out to Murong Qingqing and Shinjingqiu, and left quickly. Off to the side, flowerless Leaf Daudenier, the Grand Xia Crown Prince, the Alcade Holy Sun, and the others all shouted coldly. They took their people and left. It was impossible for them to fight back now. There were 16 terrifying Bat Kings, and they simply couldn't fight back. They could only hurry and escape. Those who were too slow would probably be killed. Whoosh, whoosh. Everyone fled in all directions. Everyone fled in different directions. Their speed was extremely fast. Some were even willing to burn their spiritual power, take secret pills, and use secret techniques to increase their speed. Roar! The 16 Bloodwing Bat Kings chased after him. One of them headed toward the Demon Emperor Palace, and the other toward Leaf Daudenier. One of them charged towards the Gu clan. These 3 great saints were very powerful, but they acted alone. The others had more or less joined forces. Roar! Among them, 2 of the Bat Kings charged toward Lin Xian's side. Seeing this scene, Lin Xian's face darkened, and the Crimson Dragon cursed. F***CK. Why are there 2 of them? They were about to go crazy. Even Leaf Daudenier and the Gu clan had won. Why were there 2 of them on their side? Could it be that the Bloodwing Bat Kings had recognized their strength? But what kind of joke was this? They suddenly felt the treatment of the Demon Emperor Palace. Damn it! Xingtian also roared. Shen Jingqiu and Murong Qingqing also focused their gazes. Lin Xian's eyes flickered. He roared, and the dragon sword domain turned into an azure dragon, enveloping everyone, and increasing his speed again. However, the 2 Bloodwing Bat Kings followed closely behind. In the end, they even cut off their path. Not only them, but the others were also affected. In an instant, a great battle broke out. Kid, let's fight. We have so many people. I don't believe we can't kill him. Don't you have Flower Protector? Let's set one first. Lin Xian nodded, and the Flower Protector floated above his head. To be honest, they weren't particularly afraid of the 2 Bloodwing Bat Kings. Lin Xian had many trump cards on his side. There was also the Sage's Hand Bone and the Black Earth. Buzz, buzz, buzz. But in the next moment, his face turned green, because he found that the 2 Bloodwing Bat Kings had once again transformed into clones, and there were 3 more. Damn it! 5 Bloodwing Bat Kings appeared on their side in an instant. How were they going to fight? They were not the only ones. Roars could be heard from other places as well. The Bloodwing Bat Kings that were besieging the sacred ground also transformed into clones. More Bloodwing Bat Kings appeared. For a moment, screams were heard. No, why would they transform into clones? Lin Xian supported the Dragon Sword domain and floated the Flower Protector, blocking the void. They didn't act rashly. The 5 Bloodwing Bat Kings were also waiting. There must be a reason. There must be a reason. Why did these guys have clones? Damn it, why is this happening? Lin Xian thought quickly. Previously, they were targeting Yan Ruyu, and now they were targeting them. Not only that, the Gu family and the Yi family were also heavily impacted. Could it be bloodline? Lin Xian's pupils shrank. Bloodline? What bloodline? The Crimson Dragon was puzzled. Lin Xian said, "Yes, it must be bloodline power. We don't know Yan Ruyu's identity, but it seems that her status seems to be stronger than Hu Tiandu, the sage of the Demon Imperial Palace. Thinking about it, her bloodline power must be very terrifying. So, these Bloodwing Bat Kings targeted her before. In addition, the Gu family and the Yi family were ancient families with the bloodline of the Great Emperor, especially Yi Wudao, who was a sage. So, they received special targeting. Wu Hua also had a mysterious bloodline, and there were other saints and saintesses. All the major sects, as long as they had bloodline power, were targeted. We have more on our side. Ruzalong, you don't have to say it. If the Demon Imperial Palace knew about your bloodline, they would go crazy. Qingqing and Qiu also have amazing bloodlines. And Peacock has the bloodline of the Great Bright Lord. That's why we are being targeted. Damn it, it's really like that. The Crimson Dragon thought for a while and found that Lin Xian's guess was right. Everyone's expression changed, but it shouldn't be. 5 of them had bloodlines, so how could there be 5 of them? Among the others, there must be bloodline power. That should be, because their bloodline power was not enough. Whether it was Rizalong, Qiu, Qingcheng, Yi Wudao, or Wuhua, their bloodline power was the best. It could be said that it shattered the past and present. These blood-winged bat kings were guardians. Could it be that the demon imperial palace gave an order before he died? Did he ask them to collect the best bloodline power? Then what was the use of collecting it? Chapter 2539. Lin Xian still couldn't figure it out, but he guessed that it was most likely the case. These blood-winged bat kings were indeed used to collect bloodline power, which was why they were targeted. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 more to go. Temple Master, what bloodline power do you have? Peacock asked from behind. Lin Xian shook his head. I don't have any bloodline power. No. Hearing this, everyone was stunned and couldn't believe it. Their temple master was so powerful, but he didn't have any bloodline power. That was too unbelievable. That wasn't right. Who was the extra one targeting? The Crimson Dragon frowned. It's me. The 1-pound Xing Tian said, I have a spatial bloodline. As expected, the Crimson Dragon sighed. That made sense. However, let's think about how to deal with these 5 big guys. It seems that if we don't move, they won't move either. Why don't we just stay here and waste time with them? Xing Tian, take out the black demon ship. The other disciples boarded the ship and controlled it. Yes, Xing Tian waved his hand, and the black demon ship appeared. Immediately, the disciples of the Immortal Palace all entered the black demon ship and activated the formation inside to resist. I'll seal one with Flower Protector, and another with the Saint's Hand Bone. There are 3 left. Qingcheng, you and Qiu take one. Xing Tian, you take Peacock and the others to fight against one. Leave the last one to me and Rizalong. In an instant, Lin Xian distributed the tasks. These people quickly took action. Lin Xian took out the Saint's hand bone and suspended it in the air. A terrifying pressure emerged, and the entire space instantly froze. Soon, he and Flower Protector sealed 2 of them. These 2 weapons of mass destruction were already very powerful even before they were unsealed. If the seal was broken, it would probably be sealed directly. However, Lin Xian didn't want to break the seal unless it was absolutely necessary. After all, the appearance of the Big Dipper coffin this time was related to him breaking the Saint's hand bone. He couldn't guarantee that something terrifying would happen if he broke the seal again. It was better to resist it himself first. If he really couldn't hold on, he would use it. Erupt together. Lin Xian, Crimson Dragon, Morong Qingcheng, Shenjing Qiu Xing Tian, and the others were all using their own ultimate techniques. Peacock and the rest coordinated their attacks with the black demon ship. This battle was earth-shattering, and it took a very long time. It had already lasted for 3 days and 3 nights. Lin Xian and the others were about to run out of energy. Fortunately, they had a lot of natural treasures in their hands. Moreover, the more they fought, the more excited they became, because this was the best battle they had ever had. They could use this to improve their combat awareness and experience. After all, it wasn't something that could happen at any time. Finally, on the 7th day of the battle, Lin Xian felt that it was about time. He began to use his trump card to kill. Whoosh! The great dragon sword soul erupted, and the 4 seals on the ancient dragon abyss sword were undone. A blood-winged bat king was sent flying. There was a sword wound on its body that couldn't be healed. This scene shocked the people at the checkpoint. They didn't expect their temple master's sword chi to be so terrifying. As expected, Lin Xian managed to severely injure a bloodwing bat king with the help of the great dragon sword soul. However, the bloodwing bat king was too terrifying. There were Taoist patterns in its body. Otherwise, it would be very difficult to kill it completely. Kid, use that thing. Didn't you catch a lot of bugs like the gold-devouring bugs? See if you can destroy them. The crimson dragon reminded him. Okay. Lin Xian's eyes lit up. He had forgotten about this. When he first entered the cave, he caught 100 of these black bugs, and he could control them with his soul. Now that he used it, the 100 black bugs flew out. They fought against the heavily injured Bloodwing Bat King. The Bloodwing Bat King sent the black bugs flying. However, these bugs were made of darkness magic crystals and were very sturdy. Their bodies were not inferior to the Bloodwing Bat King's. Therefore, they could fly out and come back again. For a while, the two sides were locked in a fierce battle. However, not only were these black bugs hard, but they could also devour everything. Sure enough, before long, one of the Bloodwing Bat Kings let out a miserable roar. Many holes appeared on its body. They were all bitten by these black bugs. Bite its head. Lin Xian controlled these black bugs to crawl toward the Bloodwing Bat King's head. He guessed that even if there were Taoist patterns, they should be in the head and the heart. Therefore, he split up and attacked the Bloodwing Bat King's head and heart respectively. The Bloodwing Bat King struggled frantically. Its body was overflowing with bloody light, and mysterious runes flashed. However, these black bugs were indeed very strange. They could cut through everything. In the end, they broke the Bloodwing Bat King's heart and brain respectively. They bit the Taoist patterns inside. The Bloodwing Bat King screamed. It was no longer invincible. In the end, it was killed and turned into a bloody mist. Whoosh! The bloody mist drifted in all directions. The crimson dragon exclaimed. He felt that his dragon blood had been stimulated. This was great. Could it be that this thing could awaken the power of one's bloodline? Thinking of this, he crazily absorbed the blood. Not only him, but Morong Qingcheng, Shenzhengqiu Xingtian, and Peacock also absorbed the blood. They felt that their bloodline power was boiling. For a moment, they looked at the remaining Bloodwing Bat Kings with shining eyes. Lin Xian was also surprised. However, he did not have the power of his bloodline. However, he had the dragon sword soul. He realized that this thing also had a revival effect on the dragon sword soul. The dragon sword soul was more powerful than before. Although the improvement was not much, Lin Xian could clearly feel it. Kill. Lin Xian was overjoyed. He knew how difficult it was to revive the dragon sword soul. Now that there was such an opportunity, how could he let it go? In an instant, everyone charged forward again. Using this method, Lin Xian killed all the blood-robed Bat Kings, one by one. Lin Xian did not kill the last Bloodwing Bat King. Instead, he bit off the Taoist patterns in its head. Through the heavenly secret divine eyes, he directly controlled the Bloodwing Bat King and planted a beast slave mark in its body. Come here. Lin Xian's eyes shone with a golden light. The Bloodwing Bat King stopped attacking and floated over from the sky. It knelt on one knee on the ground and greeted its master. Very good. Lin Xian flashed a smile while the others around him sucked in a cold breath. This scene was strange, no matter how they looked at it. Such a terrifying Bloodwing Bat King had been subdued. Everyone else heaved a sigh of relief. That was great. This battle was really extremely dangerous. Sure enough, Lin Xian's eyes lit up. He asked, "How long has it been?" Xingtian calculated. It had been almost a month. Damn, a battle that lasted for a month. These Bloodwing Bat Kings were really terrifying. I wonder how the others are doing. Morong Qingcheng frowned. Chapter 2540. I wonder how the others are doing? Murong Qingqing frowned. They probably didn't feel too good either. Even we barely made it out alive. It was very dangerous. But thinking about it, Yi Wudao and the others must have made it through. Their trump cards aren't any less than ours. All right, let's rest here and recover our strength. We'll continue on our way. I want to see what's inside this ancient tomb. Everyone sat down cross-legged to rest. After fighting for a month, they had expended a lot of energy. These people rested for 7 days and 7 nights before completely recovering. Then, they quickly set off and left this place. In other places, Yi Wudao, the Gu family Wu Hua, and the others had also experienced a month of battle. They had used their super powerful trump cards to finally kill the Bloodwing Bat King that was chasing them. After recuperating, they set off again, the Fey Imperial Hall, for Symbol's sacred ground, and the others did the same. However, some of the weaker ones were in trouble. Although they had killed the Bloodwing Bat King in the end, they had suffered heavy losses. The Five Elements Palace and the Myriad Thunder Sacred Ground were even more miserable. Their saints had already been killed, now that they had encountered such a powerful Fey king puppet. Half of their disciples were killed. There were even situations where the saints of 2 sacred grounds were killed. The saints of the Illusion Palace and the Nangong family had both fallen. It could be said that this was a very tragic battle. The entire human race had been affected. The more serious ones had half of them killed, while the less serious ones were covered in injuries and had their strength greatly reduced. It could be said that the one that was preserved the most intact was Lin Xian's immortal palace. As they were well preserved, they did not die. They were only injured and exhausted. If the people of the other sacred grounds knew about this, what would they think? They would probably vomit blood in anger. Boom, boom, boom. Lin Xian and the others flew quickly. They all boarded the black demon ship and turned into a black stream of light. Finally, they arrived at another hall. This hall was very majestic. There were demonic pillars around it, and there were engravings under its feet. It looked incomparably sinister. There were also several halls and secret rooms around it. Seeing this scene, Lin Xian formed a seal with both hands. A pair of golden eyes appeared in the sky and scanned the surroundings. He heaved a sigh of relief as he didn't discover any powerful array formations. Collect them separately and be careful. Don't touch the formation. Yes, Peacock, Hu Yidao, Ghost Li, and the others led the martial artists of Immortal Palace in all directions and began their search. Lin Xian, Crimson Dragon, Murong Qingqing, and the others also split up. Many palaces and pavilions were opened, some of them covered in dust. Yes, there was nothing. Damn it, could it be an empty city? These people are getting a little anxious. It wasn't easy for him to come here. If he didn't bring back some treasures, how could he be at ease? Ah, in the distance, Shun Jingqiu cried out in alarm. Brother Lin Xian, come quickly. Seeing this, Lin Xian's figure flashed and flew forward. After passing through several pavilions and halls, he finally arrived in front of Shin Jingqiu. After him, the Crimson Dragon, Murong Qingqing, Xing Tian, and the others all arrived. Shin Jingqiu pointed at the hall in front and said, Brother Lin Xian, look inside. There are treasures. Lin Xian and the others looked inside and then gasped. The Crimson Dragon's eyes were shining. We're rich, we're rich. The other martial artists of Immortal Palace, Purple Afterglow Sacred Land, and Jade Lake Sacred Land also flew over. When they saw the scene, they were also extremely shocked. Everyone was stupefied because inside the palace, there were countless treasure chi emitting resplendent light. Sabers, spears, staffs, axes, whips, and all kinds of treasures were arranged there. Each of them was like a small sun, emitting a sharp aura. Did you find this? Lin Xian was surprised. Shin Jingqiu said with a smile, Yes, Brother Lin Xian. It seems that my luck is really good. I actually found so many treasures. How is it? I'm awesome, right? Chiu is really awesome. Let's split it among the three of us. Lin Xian said. He waved his hand. The martial artists of Immortal Palace walked in. The people of Purple Afterglow Sacred Land and Jade Lake Sacred Land were also extremely shocked. The female disciples of Jade Lake Sacred Land looked at Lin Xian in surprise. The people of Purple Afterglow Sacred Land were also shocked. In the crowd, the grandsons of the elders who opposed Lin Xian had already been killed by the Bloodwing Bat King in the previous battle. Now, they only had gratitude for Lin Xian. The people of Immortal Palace and the two sacred lands quickly walked in and distributed the treasures. Peacock and the others looked at this scene and exclaimed. There were earth-ranked treasures inside. They were at least mid-ranked treasures, and there were many high-rank and top-ranked treasures. There were also a few heaven-ranked treasures. This made them extremely jealous. They quickly collected and recorded the treasures. Lin Xian and the others looked at this scene and smiled. Palace Master, we're really rich. Peacock walked out with a smile on her face. She had already counted everything. There were 13,000 mid-rank Earth-rank treasures, 2,300 high-rank Earth-rank treasures, and 108 top-rank Earth-rank treasures. Hearing this, Lin Xian also got these. The dark red divine dragon cried out in shock. Damn, this is too much. They didn't expect that there would be so many treasures in this palace. As expected of a saint's palace, it was indeed incomparably rich. Lin Xian also swallowed his saliva. It was indeed a lot. There are 4 treasures with sky-high prices. We've decided that Purple Afterglow Sacred Land will get 1, Jade Lake Sacred Land will get 1, and Immortal Palace will get 2. Good. Lin Xian nodded. He took the 2 heaven-ranked treasures. One was a pagoda, and the other was a long saber. In addition, the remaining weapons could be chosen by Immortal Palace's martial artists. The rest would be rewarded according to their contributions when they returned. Immortal Palace's martial artists exclaimed again and again. They hurried forward to distribute the treasures. Lin Xian gave the heaven-rank pagoda he obtained to Xing Tian. Thank you, young master. Xing Tian was also excited. He didn't expect that Lin Xian would give him a heaven-ranked treasure. Lin Xian smiled. This was a great harvest. It was enough to fill Immortal Palace's treasury. The Crimson Dragon went in and glanced around. He put away all the tables and shelves that held the weapons. These things were preserved for tens of millions of years without spoiling. They were definitely treasures. The others thought about it and agreed. Thus, they took away everything that could be taken away. The entire palace was empty. Nothing was left. Let's go. Everyone was happy. Lin Xian nodded and prepared to leave. However, at this moment, he frowned, and a golden light appeared in his eyes. Buzz. In the next moment, he stretched out his palm. A huge palm of light grabbed forward. Boom. The void trembled, and a secret compartment appeared on the ground. Then, a dark red stone platform appeared. It was more than a meter tall and appeared in the palace. The stone platform was about 2 meters in diameter. There were 17 simple treasures on it. There were flying swords, beads, gourds, and so on. Chapter 2541. There were a total of 17 items on the mysterious stone platform. They were placed randomly and emitted a terrifying aura. There were even some resplendent lights. Everyone's expression changed when they sensed the aura. Heaven-grade treasures. Heaven-grade treasures again. 17 heaven-grade treasures. These people went crazy. Their eyes were bloodshot, and their breathing was rapid. Oh heavens! Lin Xian exclaimed. There were still hidden treasures. The others were even more shocked. They did not notice at all. How did the other party find out? His eye technique was too terrifying. Shun Jingqiu said, Big brother Lin Xian, You're too amazing. You can even find them. Lin Xian smiled and pinched Shun Jingqiu's face. Then he walked up. Qiu Qingsheng, come. We'll split them. After all, Shun Jingqiu and Murong Qingsheng were his women. Lin Xian did not feel bad about giving them treasures. Shun Jingqiu and Murong Qingsheng received 5 out of the 17 heaven-grade treasures, while Lin Xian received 7. The 2 women were elated. Beautiful smiles hung on their lips. Big brother Lin Xian, you're the best. Shun Jingqiu tiptoed and kissed Lin Xian's face a few times. Murong Qingsheng did not do so. However, she looked at Lin Xian with eyes full of love. All right, continue searching. There are so many palaces here. There might be treasures in other places. Lin Yuxuan waved his hand again. At the same time, he gave Peacock, Hui Dao, and Ghost Li a heaven-grade treasure each. The 3 of them were overjoyed. Thank you, Temple Master. They were too excited. These people searched quickly. This time, they were full of enthusiasm. Their eyes were red. In each of the palaces, there were tens of thousands of earth-grade treasures. There were even a dozen heaven-grade treasures. How could they let go of such a huge treasure trove? These people searched carefully, not letting go of even a single corner. Lin Xian narrowed his eyes. He felt that this place was not simple. Although there were treasures on the surface, the real treasures were hidden in the dark. For example, if he did not take action, these people would not have found the stone platform. It had to be kept here for who knew how many years before it could be taken by other intruders. He then activated his heavenly secret god eyes, and a pair of golden eyes floated in the sky, looking down. Suddenly he frowned, and a fierce light appeared in his eyes. Whoosh! He floated into the distance. Kid, what did you discover? Seeing this, the crimson dragon swayed its tail and followed. Lin Xian came to a remote place. This place was very dilapidated and could not even be called a palace. It could only be called a dilapidated stone house. Are you sure it's here? The crimson dragon looked around, then looked at the magnificent palace and frowned. How could there be treasures in such a dilapidated place? Lin Xian was also confused. However, he said that he had indeed used his heavenly fate divine eye to sense a special aura here. It was very unusual. Xiao Bai. Lin Xian took Little White out. Whitey's stomach was bulging, and it kept burping. It followed the Yaoguang Holy Lady and ate a lot of heavenly treasures along the way. Its stomach was bulging. It had been more than a month, and it had not refined them yet. At this moment, it was like a small ball. Therefore, it had been hiding in the black earth and sleeping to digest the heavenly treasures it had eaten. Now that it was caught by Lin Xian, the little guy waved its little claws in protest. Lin Xian knocked on it helplessly. Little guy, how many good things did you eat? Your stomach is still bulging like a ball. Wu-Ji Whitey's eyes were wide open as it kept rolling around, looking like a thief. It seemed that it had benefited a lot from following the Yaoguang Holy Lady. All right, hurry up and let me see if there are any treasures here. Little White nodded and began to search with the treasure basin. Soon, its body swayed and it flew forward. Wu-Ji it pointed at a piece of land behind. You said that the treasure is here? Lin Xian asked. Little White nodded and waved its little claws. Let me see what it is. The crimson dragon waved its dragon claws and clawed forward. The ground cracked and a deep pit appeared. The crimson dragon's claws made a clanging sound. He frowned. There was indeed something that could withstand his attack. It was definitely not an ordinary item. He waved his claws again, and the ground completely cracked open. It appeared. The crimson dragon cried out in surprise. Lin Xian also narrowed his eyes. He found something in the deep pit below. That thing was very thin and folded into a square. There were dense patterns on it. It seemed to be a piece of clothing. However, it was too thin. The crimson dragon grabbed it. Sure enough, After the good clothes were unfolded, it was something similar to a Taoist robe. Lin Xian looked at it and found that it was engraved with runes. Its aura was obviously a heaven stage treasure. Moreover, it seemed to be a medium-grade heaven stage treasure. Not bad. I wonder how effective it is. Lin Xian was a little happy. In terms of attack power, he was not worried at all. With the Dragon Sword Soul, his attack power could continue to increase. However, in terms of defense, he was much weaker. Among the saints, he was only at the middle level. But now, with this Taoist robe, it was different. Lin Xian carefully checked the Taoist robe and found that there was nothing wrong with it. Then he put it on. Whoosh! He poured his power into it. Suddenly, countless flames burned on the Taoist robe. It was very strange. Flaming Taoist robe. Lin Xian narrowed his eyes. Rusalong, try attacking. After hearing that, the Crimson Dragon waved its dragon claws, and a sharp light flew out. Lin Xian did not use anything, nor did he flash. He wanted to see how defensive the Taoist robe was. With a clang, the void cracked open, and the red light blasted on it, making a sonorous sound. Lin Xian did not use any power. The attack was completely dissolved by the flames. So powerful. It was definitely a medium-grade heaven stage Taoist robe. Kid, you're rich. The Crimson Dragon was also pleasantly surprised. He did not snatch it. His body was very sturdy. Moreover, he could not wear this robe. No, you have to give me something to compensate me. The Crimson Dragon coaxed and pestered Lin Xian to get 2 heaven stage weapons. Lin Xian would not be stingy with the Crimson Dragon. He had more than a dozen heaven stage artifacts in his possession. Moreover, he was even happier that he had obtained the flaming Taoist robe. With it, Lin Xian's defense could be considered to be sufficient. It would probably be very difficult for ordinary saints to break through his defense, unless they used some powerful trump cards. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon raised their heads. Those people were coming. As expected, they were warriors from the other sacred grounds. Seeing this scene, Lin Xian's figure flashed and flew out. He put away the flames on his Taoist robe. In the distance, the warriors from the Immortal Palace and the 2 sacred grounds who were still searching for other palaces and pavilions also raised their heads. Oh no, they're here. Damn it, hurry up. These people were searching like crazy. If they did not find it, it would be snatched away by the other party. There were people, the warriors from the sacred grounds in the sky, exclaimed when they saw this scene. What were they looking for? Could it be? It was a treasure. Hurry, hurry, look for it too. Exclamations could be heard. Chapter 2542. Previously, they had suffered such heavy injuries that their hearts were itching with hatred. Now that there were treasures, they naturally wanted to snatch them. Otherwise, it would not be able to make up for the resentment in their hearts. Humph! Seeing that these people were about to attack, a cold shout was heard. Murong Qingcheng and Shen Jingqiu appeared in the sky. It's them, the Jade Lake Saintess and Zixia Saintess. Seeing this scene, many people exclaimed in surprise. They did not expect it to be them. It seemed that they had also survived the pursuit of the blood-winged Bat King. No one knew. What happened to their little lover? Humph! It would be best if he was killed. That would relieve the hatred in my heart. The person they were talking about was naturally Lin Xian. However, soon the people of the Tai dynasty and the Tuoba family were disappointed because they saw 2 figures floating in the distance. It was Lin Xian and the Crimson Dragon. Damn it, that kid is still alive. Judging from his appearance, he did not seem to have suffered any injuries. How is this possible? How did they escape? The Tai dynasty's crown prince gritted his teeth. The Tuoba family's holy son also had a cold expression. The 5 elements palace, 9 heavens sacred ground, and 10,000 thunders sacred ground had also paid a heavy price in order to kill the Bat King. Countless disciples and experts under his command had died. Lin Xian did not pay attention to these people. He looked around and saw Gu Santong, Yiwudao, Wu Hua, and the others. He immediately smiled. "Everyone, how have you been? Brother Lin, I didn't expect you to be here so early. Yes, there are no treasures here." Yiwudao and Wu Hua laughed. "There are indeed many treasures. Hurry up and search," Lin Xian said. Yiwudao, Wu Hua, and the others were also surprised when they heard that there were treasures. They waved their hands and asked their subordinates to hurry up and search. The people of the Tai dynasty and the 5 Elements Palace also moved. "I wonder what treasures Brother Lin has found during this period of time." A cold voice was heard. It was the Yin Yang sect's holy son. He did not expect that the other party would arrive before them. Moreover, they did not know how long the other party had been here. If the other party had taken all the treasures, they would have suffered a great loss. The Yin Yang saint wanted to check if the other party had snatched any incredible treasures. "Why, do you want to know what I got?" Lin Xian's lips curled up. "Hand over 10 deity crystals and I'll tell you." Humph! The Yin Yang saint's face darkened. Divine gems weren't cheap. 10 divine gems were a huge fortune. How could he give it to anyone just to get some information? Therefore, his expression was unfriendly. "Lin Gongzi, your clothes seem very special. Why haven't I seen you wear them before?" In the Yaowang Holy Land, the Yaowang saint is said indifferently. Her words immediately attracted everyone's attention. "That's right, this Taoist robe looks very ancient and doesn't seem to be something from the modern era. This should be an ancient treasure. It couldn't be the treasure that this brat obtained, right?" The saints and saintesses all stared at Lin Xian as they discussed among themselves. However, Lin Xian frowned. This Yaowang holy daughter seemed to be speaking carelessly, but she was actually trying to sow discord between them. It seemed that she was still holding a grudge about the little white monkey. Indeed, the little white monkey had eaten so many treasures from the other party, but in the end, the other party did not get anything. At that time, the other party had been magnanimous. Now, it seemed that she was indeed holding a grudge. Everyone turned to look at Lin Xian and stared at his Taoist robe. "Humph! What? You want my Taoist robe? Think about it first. Do you have the ability to do so? If anyone wants to accompany the 5 Elements Saint and 10,000 Thunder Saint on their way to the Netherworld, I don't mind sending them on their way." Although Lin Xian did not release any terrifying, murderous aura, his words made everyone's expression change, especially the holy sons and holy daughters. They all frowned. The person in front of them was not a kind person, nor was he a weakling. He was a terrifying demon king. He was a powerful being who had killed 3 holy sons. Ordinary people were really no match for him. "A bunch of trash. If you don't dare to fight me, then get lost. Disappear in front of me," Lin Xian shouted coldly. That one sentence was enough to intimidate these people. Come to think of it, these people weren't much. You're courting death. Kid, don't be too arrogant. Do you really think that no one can deal with you? That's right. Even if the 5 Elements Saint and the others are holy sons, they are only average among us. There are many holy sons and holy daughters who are more powerful than them. The Yin Yang Saint's voice was cold. His eyes were filled with killing intent. "Is that so? Then have you surpassed them?" Lin Xian stepped forward. Sword chi erupted from his body, forming a terrifying sword chi storm. "Are you trying to stand up for the 5 Elements Saint and the others? Or are you trying to prove that you are more powerful than them? But no matter which one it is, go ahead. I'll take it. You're courting death." The Yin Yang Saint was enraged. His opponent was so aggressive that his lungs were about to explode. His Yin Yang sect was an unparalleled sect in middle ground. and the Yin-Yang saint, was an outstanding genius. Those princes and princesses had to be extremely respectful when they saw him. But now he was actually being looked down upon. Moreover, it was in front of all the young prodigies in the world. If he backed down now, he would probably lose all his face. He would never be able to raise his head again. Kid, I'll let you know the price of provoking me. The Yin-Yang saint revealed a ferocious expression. Yin and Yang Qi erupted from his eyes and body. A huge hand that covered the sky slammed down. This hand was as black as ink. It was like a demonic mountain that mercilessly pressed down from the sky. With a boom, the entire space exploded. The surrounding light also dimmed. That terrifying power made the cultivators who were looking for treasures in the distance almost kneel on the ground. It was too terrifying. The Yin-Yang saint was indeed very powerful. It seemed that he was more powerful than the five-element saint and Wan Lei Xingzi. Humph! Lin Xian snorted. If the other party really dared to attack, then don't blame him for being merciless. He used the heavenly dragon's 8 steps and moved in the sky. Every step he took caused the entire space to tremble violently. Countless large black cracks spread out from under his feet in all directions. The sword Qi on his body pierced through everything. It was as if numerous illusory true dragons were rampaging in the sky. It was too terrifying. At this moment, Lin Xian's aura kept rising. It was as if he was a sword god who had descended from the 9 heavens. Everyone could not help but tremble. Even the saints and saintesses furrowed their brows. Many people's expressions changed drastically. Retreat. They quickly retreated and opened up enough space. Indeed, in the next moment, the sword Qi erupted and roared in all directions. It destroyed all the terrifying dark energy in the surroundings. Lin Xian did not attack. Just the sword Qi on his body was enough to blast away the black hand. However, this was the Yin-Yang saint after all. He was very powerful. Although the black hand was shattered, it still pressed down mercilessly. Boom, boom, boom. The space collapsed. A huge black hole appeared and spread out in all directions as if it was going to swallow everything. The huge black hole spread toward Lin Xian. It looked like it was going to swallow him. Chapter 2543. Buzz. As expected, Lin Xian was swallowed by the black hole in the next moment. Countless berserk energies kept surging, wanting to destroy him. What? He was swallowed up. That kid didn't dodge. The surrounding people were shocked. The disciples of the Yin-Yang sect even sneered. What immortal hall! How dare he compete with me, the Yin-Yang saint? With such strength, he's courting death. They thought he was a powerful figure after all the boasting. They didn't expect him to be so weak. This kid would be seriously injured even if he didn't die. Countless mocking voices were heard. The Yin-Yang saint also sneered. He exerted more force in his palm, and the Yin and Yang Qi in his body exploded. He wanted to take advantage of the situation and kill Lin Xian completely. The violent energy lasted for a long time before it gradually disappeared. The sky was clear again, and the surroundings were bright again. It was as if the dark clouds had left. Everyone turned their gazes forward. But the next moment, they were all stunned. What? Impossible! I don't believe it. Everyone was shocked. The eyelids of the saints and saintesses were also twitching. The Yin-Yang saint's expression was even worse. He saw Lin Xian's figure floating in the black hole in front of him. However, Lin Xian's body was unharmed. How could this be? His attack could even seriously injure a powerful figure, let alone Lin Xian. He could understand if Lin Xian had used some kind of treasure or secret technique. After all, they were all saints who didn't have trump cards, but Lin Xian stood in the void and didn't seem to have used anything. This was unacceptable. Lin Xian didn't have a sacred body. How could he have such a strong physique? Even a sacred body wouldn't be so terrifying. Is this your strength? Just as everyone was stunned, a cold and disdainful voice was heard. Lin Xian stood with his arms crossed as he walked out of the black hole. His black hair fluttered in the wind, and his eyes shone like stars. He walked forward step by step. His ancient Taoist robe fluttered in the wind, making him look like an immortal. What Yin-Yang saint? You're so powerful. I thought you were an earth-shattering figure. I didn't expect your attack to be so weak. Lin Xian sneered again. Damn it, kid, don't be so arrogant. The Yin-Yang saint roared. The members of the Yin-Yang sect turned pale and trembled. They really couldn't imagine what was going on. Could it be that his physique had surpassed that of a saintly being? No, it was his Taoist robe. Damn it, this is a treasure. In the distance, the first prince of the Tai dynasty screamed. The people of the Tuoba clan and Nangong clan were also shocked. At this moment, everyone stared at the ancient Taoist robe. After the Yao Guang saintess's reminder, they realized that this might be the new treasure that the other party had obtained. However, to their surprise, the power of the treasure far exceeded their expectations. Such a terrifying attack had actually been completely blocked by the defense of the Taoist robe. This was at least a heaven-step treasure. Moreover, it wasn't an ordinary heaven-ranked defensive artifact. Damn it, this brat actually had such a treasure. How could his luck be so good? He had to snatch it. Many saints were envious. If they could get their hands on this Taoist robe, their defensive power would not be weaker than a saint physique. To them, this was definitely a huge temptation. The Yin-Yang saint was also tempted. 2 balls of black and white flames danced in his eyes, exuding a mysterious power. As expected, it was the effect of this Taoist robe. Humph, brat, what are you so arrogant for? You're just borrowing the power of a heaven-step treasure. Without this Taoist robe, you won't even be able to withstand a single blow. However, so what if you have this Taoist robe? Do you think that I can't defeat you? Speaking of this, his eyes shone with a cold light. Such a good thing. You're just a piece of trash. You don't deserve to have it. As he spoke, an unparalleled light exploded from his body. It was like a sun, making it hard for people to open their eyes. The black and white light flashed in the sky, illuminating the entire palace. The space collapsed and shattered. It couldn't withstand this power at all. So powerful, everyone exclaimed. The saints also looked solemn. It seemed that the Yin-Yang saint was going to use his true power. The Yin-Yang sect had the mysterious and terrifying power of Yin and Yang. They were the 2 most ancient powers in the world. They couldn't be underestimated. The Yin-Yang saint's power was probably beyond their imagination. Sounds of discussion could be heard. These people looked solemn. Even the eyes of Yi Wudao, the Alcade saint, Wu Hua, the twin kings of Middle Ground, and the others lit up. Indeed, the power of Yin and Yang was mysterious and unfathomable. The Yin-Yang saint strode forward. The entire sky was shaking. Everyone felt suffocated, as if 100,000 mountains were pressing down on them. Buzz, Yin and Yang chi exploded, turning into a Yin-Yang image. It circled in the sky, trying to suppress everything. It was obvious that the Yin-Yang saint was really angry. Boom, boom. Everywhere it passed, the space shattered. It couldn't withstand it at all. Lin Xian also felt a great pressure. He channeled his power into his Taoist robe. Suddenly, flames danced on the ancient Taoist robe, resisting the bone pressure. The power of a mid-grade, heaven-step treasure wasn't a joke. After doing all this, Lin Xian looked up at the sky. The Yin-Yang sect? Just nice. Today, I'll experience the power of Yin and Yang, and see if it's as the legends say. Lin Xian's sword qi became more and more terrifying. As the sword streaked across the sky, heaven and earth lost their color. The sun and moon dimmed, accompanied by the roar of a dragon. It was too terrifying. At this moment, the saints felt as if the qi and blood in their bodies had condensed. It was as if their bodies had been split in half. They had never felt this before. Many people retreated frantically. Clang, boom. An earth-shattering sound rang out. The yin-yang image in the sky vibrated violently. A huge sword radiance slashed on it. The two collided. Heaven and earth cracked. Countless cracks appeared on the yin-yang image. With the sword radiance as the center, the cracks spread in all directions. It was about to cover the entire yin-yang image. Damn it! Suppress it! The yin-yang saint's pupils constricted. He didn't expect his opponent's sword to be so powerful. The sword was about to shatter his yin-yang image. Roar! With a roar, the power of yin and yang in his body circulated rapidly. As the yin-yang image rotated, two streams of qi drooped down. They were like two black and white dragons, causing the entire space to tremble. This was an earth-shattering battle. Both of them were outstanding prodigies. Now that they attacked, they both used terrifying mystical powers. It was truly a battle between a dragon and a tiger. It was too terrifying. The yin-yang saint lived up to his reputation. That brat was even more terrifying. He actually blocked the yin-yang image. Legend had it that the yin-yang image came from heaven and earth and contained unparalleled power. But at this moment, it couldn't suppress its opponent. The saints and saintesses discussed quickly. Yi Wudao, the Alcade saint, and the others watched with rapt attention. Boom! Streams of sword qi swept across. Suddenly, an even more dazzling sword radiance lit up in the sky. It was like a peerless, immortal light. Boom! Crack! Finally, the yin-yang image couldn't take it anymore and shattered. It was split in half by the sword. The yin-yang saint was sent flying. There was a trace of blood at the corner of his mouth. He was injured. The yin-yang saint had actually lost in this competition. All the prodigies exclaimed in disbelief. The yin-yang sect members screamed crazily, "Saint!" Chapter 2544. Damn it! Damn it! The yin-yang saint roared in anger. He did not expect that the other party could really injure him. This was a great humiliation. He snorted and wanted to use his trump card to fight the other party. However, at this moment, several other figures walked up to him. "Wait, brother yin-yang." A sneer was heard. Hearing this, everyone turned to look. Even the yin-yang saint frowned. A man in a dragon robe walked over from behind. It was the first prince of the Tai dynasty. Seeing this scene, the surrounding people were extremely puzzled. What was the other party doing here at this time? But they also knew that he seemed to have a grudge against Lin Xian. Could it be that he wanted to join forces with the yin-yang saint to attack him? "What do you want?" The yin-yang saint asked coldly. The first prince smiled. "Brother yin-yang, why you have to fight? There are many ways to get the robe." As he spoke, he sent a message to the yin-yang saint. "We've already joined forces with the Twin Kings' 5 Elements Palace, 9 Heavens Sacred Ground, 10,000 Thunder Sacred Ground, and the Tuoba family. We're going to attack together with the Nangong family to kill this guy. We're holding him back. When he lets down his guard, we'll kill him." Hearing this, the yin-yang saint was stunned. Then his eyes shone with a terrifying light. He did not expect so many people to want to kill him. It seemed that he had really angered everyone. But this was good too. The yin-yang saint suppressed his excitement and did not attack again. At this moment, the first prince of the Tai dynasty smiled and said, "Brother Lin, we really like the robe you're wearing. Why don't you name a price?" "How about 1 divine crystal?" Hearing this, everyone exclaimed, "What a joke! How could one divine crystal buy such an ancient robe? The first prince of the Tai dynasty clearly did not want to buy it. It seemed that he was here to mess things up. Lin Xian narrowed his eyes as his lips curled into a cold smile. This first prince really did not know what was good for him. He did not have a chance to teach him a lesson. Who knew that he would take the initiative to do so? Did he really think that Yi Fuqian did not know what he was planning? Yi Fuqian had heard everything when the first prince transmitted the Yin Yang saint. This was because his soul power far surpassed these people, even surpassing them by an entire level. Therefore, Lin Xian was well aware that these people were planning to kill him. This first prince was truly courting death. It seemed like there was a need to kill him. Lin Xian looked ahead, his heart filled with killing intent. At this moment, the Yin Yang saint laughed coldly. I'll give you 2 divine gems. Brother Lin, can you sell it to me? The 2 of them were extremely arrogant, as if they did not put Lin Xian in their eyes at all. The other holy sons and holy daughters frowned. They didn't know what the 2 of them were up to. I took out 3 crystals. At this moment, the central state twin kings stepped forward and strode forward. At the same time, he named a price. I took out 4 of them. I have 5. The Tuoba family, Nangong family, Myriad Lightning Sacred Ground, 5 Element Palace, and 9 Firmament Divine Emperors. People stepped forward. Place your bid. It seemed like he really wanted to fight for this ancient Taoist robe. However, the price made people's mouths twitch. Not to mention 10, even 50, or 100 gems. They couldn't buy it. These people were clearly provoking the other party by offering such a low price. Oh no, what were these people trying to do? Brother Lin seemed to be in danger. In the distance, Wu Hua also frowned when he saw this scene. This was because he realized that the people who had gone forward to report the price had unknowingly surrounded Lin Xian. Brother Lin, look at how many of us are bidding. Why don't you give us a response? Who do you intend to sell this ancient Taoist robe to? As soon as he said that, the surrounding experts who had made a bid attacked together. Their attacks were very sudden, and they were determined to kill. All kinds of great mystiques and killing moves instantly attacked Lin Xian. The sky was covered, and the void in front of him was instantly blasted apart. Boom, boom, boom. The violent energy made people tremble, and many people fell to the ground. Not good. Yi Wudao, Wu Hua, and the others cried out in alarm. In the distance, Morong Qingcheng, Shun Jingqiu, and the others cried out in alarm. The martial artists of Immortal Palace were shouting crazily. Palace Master! They didn't expect these people to be so despicable. So many of them attacked together, and it was a sneak attack. It's over. That kid is dead for sure. With so many saints attacking, even a peerless almighty would be blasted to pieces. That was for sure. Let him be arrogant again. This time, let's see how he dies. In the distance, the Crimson Dragon, Xing Tian, Morong Qingcheng, Shun Jingqiu, and the others quickly flew over. Wu Hua and Yi Wudao also wanted to attack, but the twin kings, the first prince, the Yin Yang saint, and the others sneered. They joined hands and confronted each other. Damn it, get out of the way. How dare you attack Brother Xian? The Crimson Dragon, Morong Qingcheng, and the others roared angrily. Their bodies were filled with biting cold, killing intent. Humph, you want to save him? Dream on. Today is the day this kid dies. The Yin Yang saint sneered, and the first prince's expression was even more ferocious. He dared to go against the Tai dynasty. It's already a miracle that he's still alive. Do you think he can still live? How dare he kill my saint? He deserves to die. That's right. It's too easy to kill him. The 5 Elements Palace, the 1,000 Thunder Sacred Ground, and the 9 Firmaments Saint Emperors, people also sneered. They had finally avenged their saint. However, amidst the laughter, there was a cold voice. So many people attacking together. You are indeed despicable and shameless. But do you think you can hurt me like this? What a joke. Ignorant. This voice floated clearly into everyone's ears. What? The eyelids of those who attacked were twitching wildly. The surrounding people were also stunned. They all turned their heads to look. A figure appeared in the void, in the distance. Was it Lin Xian? His ancient robe fluttered in the wind. He didn't look injured at all. He wasn't injured? That was impossible. The twin kings of the middle ground were shocked. The Yin Saint, the first prince, and the first prince were also crazed. No, even if it was a heaven-grade treasure robe, it couldn't withstand the joint attack of so many people. Indeed, they were crazy. How could Lin Xian resist them? They didn't know that the moment they attacked, Lin Xian had already used the teleportation black jade platform to break through the void and teleport out. He didn't receive any energy attacks at all. Humph, you're courting death. How dare you attack me together? Get ready, kneel down, and accept your death. Lin Xian's eyes were filled with cold, murderous intent. He wouldn't spare any of them. Whoosh! Lin Xian's body swayed as he charged forward. His target was the first prince of the Tai dynasty. The surrounding people were shocked. They didn't expect Lin Xian to be so powerful. As soon as he was out of danger, he launched a strong counterattack. The chosen jumped in fright, and the first prince's pupils constricted. But soon he revealed a sinister smile. Bang! An earth-shattering sound was heard. Then Lin Xian was sent flying. He spat out a mouthful of blood in the air and stabilized himself. The ancient robe on his body burned fiercely and neutralized most of the power. What happened? That brat was sent flying, and he was injured. Heavens, I'm not dreaming. Am I? When did the first prince become so powerful? His strength has surpassed that of a saint. Exclamations of surprise were heard. The Crimson Dragon, Murong Qingcheng, and the others were nervous again. Originally, they were relieved that Lin Xian had escaped, but now they were nervous again. Damn it, who is he? How can the first prince be so powerful? Could it be that he swallowed some kind of pill? Yu Wudao Wu Hua and the Alcade Saint were also focused. They didn't understand what had happened, but in the next moment, they were stunned because they saw a person. Chapter 2545. It was an old man with a head full of white hair and an aged face. It was a royal elder. Everyone exclaimed as their eyelids twitched. So that was the case. It turned out that it was not the crown prince of the Tai dynasty who was able to force the other party to retreat with a single palm strike. It was the royal elder who did it. The royal elder's aura was too terrifying. His eyes were like divine lamps that illuminated the surroundings. Obviously, he was a peerless almighty whose cultivation had reached the late-stage 8-star king realm. All the saints looked solemn. Such a peerless elite was a great threat to their lives. However, the first prince, the Yin Saint, the twin kings, and the others sneered. This time, he's dead for sure. Damn it! The dark red divine dragon roared. Murong Qingcheng and the others roared. Xing Tian even roared. They wanted to attack, but the twin kings and the others stopped them. You want to save me? Dream on. I'm going to die today. No one can save me. Cold laughter could be heard. Xing Tian roared angrily and was about to attack. However, at that moment, loud laughter could be heard from afar. Ha ha ha! Ha ha! Everyone was stunned when they heard that voice. Xing Tian did not attack. Both sides faced each other. For a moment, countless people looked into the distance. They realized that the person who laughed was Lin Xian. Lin Xian stopped, wiped the blood from the corner of his mouth, and stood up, a late-stage 8-star king. Lin Xian said coldly, "I've underestimated your shamelessness. You sent a late-stage 8-star king to kill me. Kid, no matter what you say, you're going to die today." The royal elder's voice was cold. "You've done me a great favor by asking me to kill you. If you have any last words, leave them. Otherwise, you won't have a chance. You're just a late-stage 8-star king. You want to kill me? You're too naive. Lin Xian stopped smiling, and a cold light flashed in his eyes. A terrifying aura rose from his body. No way! This kid wants to fight a late-stage 8-star king? What a joke! Although he was powerful, the difference between them was too great. This kid seemed to have an incredible trump card. That's right, didn't he say that he had something belonging to a saint? Voices of discussion could be heard, and the royal elder at the front sneered. Brat, so what if you have a trump card? Do you think that, as members of the royal family, we don't? He shouted coldly, and a heaven-grade saber instantly appeared on his body, emitting an incomparably terrifying aura. Heaven-rank Rap Blade. It seemed that the Tai dynasty was well prepared. That's right, the imperial family's elders should have many other trump cards. However, a late-stage 8-star expert could easily kill his opponent with a heaven-grade saber. He didn't even need to use his other trump cards. The imperial family elder held the treasured saber in his hand and revealed a ferocious smile as he walked forward step by step. For me to kill you is no different from crushing an ant. Now kneel down and kowtow to my Tai dynasty, and I can give you a quick death. You want me to kowtow and admit my mistake? Dream on, old man. You will soon regret this. Lin Xian sneered as killing intent surfaced in his eyes. Acting recklessly, in front of absolute power, you can't resist at all. The imperial family elder was unmoved. So what if his opponent had a treasure? He was not strong enough to unleash the power of the treasure, and he was a late-stage 8-star expert. His strength was unimaginably terrifying. He slashed out with his saber, and an incomparably terrifying power pierced through heaven and earth, completely enveloping Lin Xian. Damn it! Stop it! Xing Tian, the Crimson Dragon, Murong Qingcheng, and Shen Jingqiu attacked crazily at this moment. However, the twin kings of Zhongzhou were not to be trifled with. With so many saints joining forces, they blocked the attacks of Xing Tian and the others for a while. Boom, 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 boom. Then a scream was heard. A figure was sent flying, crashing through the void. What? The people who were watching the battle from afar were stunned. That was because they realized that the person who flew backward was not Lin Xian, but the imperial family elder. How was that possible? How could the imperial family elder fly backward? He was a late-stage 8-star expert, and no one could defeat him. Everyone was stunned. Even the Yin-Yang Saint, the twin kings, and the crown prince did not attack. They retreated frantically and turned their heads to look behind them. The imperial dynasty's martial artists screamed even louder. Xing Tian and the others breathed a sigh of relief. Although they did not know what had happened, it seemed that Lin Xian should be fine. Brother Xian, Brother Lin Xian, Murong Qingcheng, Shen Jingqiu also called out softly. In front of them, the light that filled the sky disappeared. Lin Xian stood in the void, unharmed. In front of him stood a blood-red figure, exuding a terrifying aura. What is that? Everyone looked over, and their scalps went numb. Bat King! Damn it! It was Bat King! Everyone went crazy. They quickly retreated, their faces full of horror. Even Yi Wudao, the Alcade Saint Wu Hua, and the others looked as if they were facing a formidable enemy. There was nothing they could do. Bat King had left a deep impression on them. Thinking back, how much effort had they expended and how many trump cards had they used before they were able to kill him? But they did not expect him to appear again. For a moment, everyone was in danger. However, Murong Qingcheng and the others breathed a sigh of relief because they knew what was going on. But the others screamed, "That's not right. Why is Bat King standing there and not attacking the kid?" Damn it. Why does it look like he's protecting the kid? As soon as this voice came out, everyone's eyeballs popped out. How was that possible? Bat King was such a terrifying guardian of the ancient tomb. He did not even care about the people of Demon Imperial Palace and killed them mercilessly. How could he protect a human kid? Everyone could not believe it. In the distance, the people of Demon Imperial Palace were also stunned when they saw this scene. Impossible! How did this kid do it? The powerhouses of Demon Imperial Palace were shocked. Hua Tiandu's face was gloomy. Yenryu, however, narrowed her eyes. Just now, even she wanted to lend a hand and help. She did not expect the other party to turn the tables so quickly, but soon, Yenryu's lips curled into a smile. An angry roar was heard. The endless void shattered, and an old figure quickly charged over. He carried a murderous aura with him, like a peerless demon. That damn kid. That figure was naturally the first elder of the imperial family. He was sent flying by a huge force just now. He was injured and spat out blood. But what shocked him even more was his spirit. He was about to go crazy. How could the other party send him flying? Could it be that the other party had some shocking trump card? Or was there a hidden peerless expert on Immortal Palace's side? When he flew nearby, he was stunned. He realized that his guess was right. It was indeed not Lin Xian who did it, but it was not an expert from Immortal Palace either. It was Bat King. Bat King, the first elder of the imperial family, trembled, and fear appeared in his eyes. Not long ago, they were chased by Bat King, and it took them a lot of effort to kill him. Now, another one had appeared. Chapter 2546. Why would the Bat King appear here? Why didn't it attack him? Why did it only attack him? The royal elder could not figure it out. No one could understand. For a moment, countless eyes looked at Lin Xian. Lin Xian's voice was cold. Go and kill him. Whoosh. Bat King's body swayed and turned into a red flash of light, rushing forward. What? This guy can control the Bat King. Seeing this scene, everyone went crazy, especially those from the Tai dynasty. They were so scared that their scalps went numb. Impossible. How did he do it? Was it the Bat King, the guardian of the ancient tomb? This was something that was personally refined by a saint. How could it control it? Exclamations and discussions sounded. Whether it was the Yi family, the Gu family, or the Demon King Palace, they were all stunned. Damn it, die. The Tai dynasty's elder roared and slashed forward with a huge saber light. The Bat King did not dodge at all and faced the attack head-on. His body flickered with a blood-red light, and he did not suffer any impact. Roar! The Bat King did not waste any time, and directly used the deprive ability to forcefully seize it. Oh no! The elder's blood! The royal elder screamed. He felt the blood in his body churning, and wanting to leave his body. This scene scared him out of his wits. Suppress it! He roared crazily, and his dragon path aura surged, trying to suppress it forcefully. However, other than Lin Xian's dragon sword soul, who could easily destroy it, the others could not do so easily. Even with the dragon path aura, it was difficult to resist for a while. Streams of blood stained his skin and rushed into the sky. No, the royal elder screamed. He detonated the dragon path aura on his body and exploded in the sky, forming countless terrifying black holes. Only then did he cut off the mysterious connection. The royal elder's face turned pale. In just an instant, 1/3 of his blood had been taken away. This mystique was simply too terrifying. Damn it! How could this be? How could he control the rotary Bat King? The royal elder's face was ferocious. The others felt their scalps go numb, and they all retreated. The Yin-Yang Saint, the twin kings of Zhongzhou, and the crown prince's faces twitched. They were terrified. If the Bat King targeted them, it would be difficult for them to escape. But the only thing that made them feel at ease was Bat King. If there were a few more, they wouldn't be able to escape. Wang, The royal elder gritted his teeth and took out a large bronze bell from the void. There were dragons crawling all over it. This was one of his secret treasures called the Wandering Dragon Bell. It was extremely terrifying. At this moment, he was going to use it to fight against the Bloodwing Bat King. No one made a move. He didn't ask anyone to help because Bat King was too scary. Die for me. After the imperial family elder swallowed the recovery pill, he once again erupted with power. He controlled the Wandering Dragon Bell and charged forward. There was a dragon bell that released 10,000 streaks of light, continuously becoming larger. It was like a great mountain as it rampaged through the sky, smashing through the void. It fiercely pressed forward. Wung! The Bat King roared. His body swayed, and he disappeared in the air. When he reappeared, he was already next to the first prince. The first prince was so scared that his scalp went numb. Elder, save me! As he screamed, he retreated. Brother Yin-Yang, Brother Gemini, save me! He looked to both sides for help. However, the Yin-Yang saint, the twin kings of Zhongzhou, and the others instantly left, ignoring him. What a joke! They didn't dare to fight against the Bloodwing Bat King. Damn it! A bunch of bastards! The first prince screamed, crazily. He didn't expect that the team that had originally teamed up would scatter at this moment. No one helped him. This made him feel a sense of despair. The first prince, behind him, the people of the Tai dynasty screamed, crazily. The royal elder exclaimed in shock. Damn it! He controlled the Wandering Dragon Bell to change direction and fly down to rescue the first prince. However, it was too late. The Bat King opened its bloody mouth and swallowed the first prince in an instant. In the sky, the blood-red mouth made cracking noises. When it opened again, only a human skin was left. What? The first prince was killed. Everyone cried out in alarm. Their eyes were wide open and filled with fear. The Bat King was too terrifying. Everyone retreated crazily. Even Yi Wudao, Wu Hua, and the others retreated with their people. Damn it! Go to hell! The royal elder went crazy. The first prince was killed. How was he going to explain it to the empress when he returned? He couldn't explain it at all. He could only kill the monster in front of him. Clang! The Bat King didn't dodge at all. Its body was comparable to a heaven-grade treasure, so it slapped out with its palm. With a boom, it collided with the Wandering Dragon Bell. The two collided with an earth-shattering sound. The Wandering Dragon Bell was sent flying. The royal elder also screamed and spat out blood as he retreated. Damn it! The royal elder roared crazily. He turned around and charged at Lin Xian. Since he couldn't kill the Bat Kings, he had to kill the kid. He would use the kid's head to avenge the first prince. He launched a crazy attack. The terrifying energy could even kill a holy son. However, Lin Xian didn't resist at all. The demigods and semi-devils flashed in the sky at an extremely fast speed. Lin Xian's speed wasn't slower than the royal elder's. Therefore, the royal elder couldn't catch him at all. I'm so angry. Damn kid, don't run if you have the guts. The royal elder was about to vomit blood. He didn't expect the other party to be so fast. Behind him, the people from the Tai dynasty had red eyes. They roared angrily, "Kill them!" These martial artists charged out crazily, but in the next moment, they screamed in pain. The Bat King roared and rushed into the middle of these martial artists, killing them in all directions. It was too terrifying. No one could stop it. Blood mist burst out, and human skins fell to the ground. In an instant, more than a dozen martial artists from the Tai dynasty were killed. No, this scene made the royal elder scream. Many of their elders were outside fighting against the Big Dipper coffin. Most of the people here were young disciples. He was secretly following them. Other than him, there were only 2 other elders in the group. However, he couldn't fight against it at all, so There weren't that many people. Thinking of this, he screamed and charged back again. He swore that he would kill the Bat King. Otherwise, the people from the Tai dynasty would probably be killed by the Bat King. Damn it! Everyone, attack together. The Yin Yang Saint roared. He pulled out a Yin Yang blade and roared crazily. Sure enough, the others also responded. Among them, the people from the Five Elements Palace, the 10,000 Thunder Holy Land, and the 9 Firmaments Divine Emperor stood out without hesitation. The people from the Nangong family and the Tuoba family also had sinister smiles on their faces. The twin kings of the central state stared at Lin Xian like lightning. Humph! Lin Xian snorted coldly. Xing Tian, the Crimson Dragon, and Murong Qingcheng also stepped out with cold expressions. Extremely terrifying auras surged from their bodies. You want to start a war? Come. Grandpa Dragon will teach you how to behave. The Crimson Dragon roared angrily. Countless immortal palaces flew over from the distance. In addition, people from the Purple Afterglow Holy Land and the Jade Lake Holy Land also flew over. They stared ahead angrily. Previously, when they cooperated with Immortal Palace's Lin Xian and the others, they were very happy and obtained many treasures. Now that someone was finding trouble with Immortal Palace, they naturally had to help. Chapter 2547. On the other side, Yi Wudao, Gu Santong, and Wu Hua also walked up. Their eyes shone with cold light. There were conflicts and alliances between the sacred grounds. At this moment, they chose to stand with Lin Xian. This scene made the Zhongzhou twin kings, and the others changed their expressions. The Yin Yang Saint also looked gloomy and gritted his teeth. Damn it! Why are the clan of the ancients helping him? Damn it! While they were in a stalemate, on the other side, the royal elder was screaming in pain. He was being mercilessly chased by the Bat King and was in a miserable state. Although he was a late-stage 8-star expert and had a heaven-grade treasure, powerful armor, and royal superpowers, the Bat King was even more terrifying. It was a mutated species and was very powerful. Now that it had been refined by the ancient saint of the demon clan, its body was engraved with Dao patterns. It also had the superpowers to steal blood. These superpowers were impossible to defend against. The royal elder was at a disadvantage again. Moreover, his attacks could not hurt the Bat King at all. Even if he was hurt, the Dao patterns in his body could be revived. Last time, the Tai dynasty had gathered a lot of forces to kill the blood-robed Bat King. Now that he was alone, it was already a great fortune for him to be able to resist and not be killed. However, this could not go on. His aura was getting weaker and weaker. He wanted to escape and ask his royal family companions for help. Seeing this, the Tai royal family's faces turned ugly. Damn it, go and help. This was their royal elder. They could not allow any accidents to happen. Buzz. The Tai dynasty's martial artists could not wait any longer. Hearing CIGE's order, they flew out like crazy. But soon, they screamed in pain. They were no match for the Bat King. Screams rang out one after another as blood mist exploded. In front of the Bat King, they could not fight back at all. Not to mention the royal elder, who was helping them. Damn it, run. The royal elder's eyes were red. Other than him, no one else could fight back. So for a moment, the royal family martial artists did not dare to go forward. They retreated in fear. Damn it, the Yin Yang Saint roared. Everyone, let's kill Bat King together. Otherwise, we will all be in danger. Hearing this, the twin kings of the Central Plains and the people of the Tuoba family nodded in agreement. Indeed, as long as Bat King was not eliminated, it would be difficult to ensure their safety. If Lin Xian used the Bat King to deal with them, it would be difficult for them to resist. So now, although they were still safe and sound, They were still determined to get rid of this terrifying Bat King. Boom. In the next moment, these chosens all moved out and charged forward. If you want to fight, I'll play with you. Lin Xian let out a long roar. The dragon sword domain flew out, and countless sword lights flew in all directions. On the other side, Murong Qingchen, Shen Jingqiu, Xing Tian, and Hong attacked together. The terrifying light exploded in all directions, and the crimson dragon opened its mouth to spit out array after array. It enveloped a part of the world. In addition, Gu Santong, Yi Wudao Wu Hua, and the others also made their moves. Damn it, the Yin Yang Saint and the others roared in anger. They were about to go crazy. Yi Wudao, Wu Hua, Shen Jingqiu, and Murong Qingchen were all peerless geniuses, and they all had terrifying trump cards. Their strength was not any weaker than theirs. In an instant, they were greatly hindered. Damn brat, get out of my way! The Yin Yang Saint roared in anger. He struck out with his palms and charged forward. However, all his attacks were split apart by Lin Xian's sword. Lin Xian sneered. What? You can't withstand such a small attack? Humph! Your nightmare is yet to come. Lin Xian sneered, and a piercing light shot out from his eyes. He quickly charged forward and killed the Yin Yang Saint with one strike. Although the Yin Yang Saint was powerful, he was not Lin Xian's match. Therefore, he spat out a mouthful of blood, and a crack appeared on his armor. Ah! The Yin Yang Saint roared in anger. He pulled out his Yin Yang saber and waved it rapidly. A huge black and white saber radiance swept across the sky, slashing toward Lin Xian's Dragon Abyss ancient sword. The two collided with a loud clang. Boom! Violent energy blasted in all directions, causing everyone to tremble. With a clang, the Yin Yang saber radiance was shattered. However, the Dragon Rock ancient sword was also blocked in midair. Light appeared on the Yin Yang Saint's body, enveloping his body. Yin and Yang aura roared, and he swallowed all sorts of treasures. Finally, he suppressed his injuries. Damn brat! The Yin Yang Saint's face was cold. His eyes were filled with murderous intent, because his opponent was too terrifying. He had injured him with one strike. How could this be? He could not believe it. He was very powerful, and he was very confident in the power of Yin and Yang. In his opinion, if he pulled out his Yin Yang saber, he would definitely be able to kill his opponent. But he did not expect it to be blocked. Brat, I won't let you off. The Yin Yang Saint sneered in front. He held his Yin Yang saber, and the Yin and Yang Qi on his body circulated rapidly. At this moment, he was filled with murderous intent. He could not defeat his opponent previously because he did not use his trump card. Now that he had used his trump card, he did not believe that he could not kill his opponent. Yin Yang slash, Yin Yang split. A huge saber radiance swept across the sky. The Yin and Yang Qi swirled, forming a terrifying force. At this moment, everyone around was trembling. Their faces were filled with fear. They felt as if their bodies were being stripped away. There seemed to be a force of life and a force of death in their bodies. This scene was too terrifying. Many people vomited blood and were sent flying. The people from Immortal Palace were also affected. Go to hell, brat! The Yin Yang Saint sneered. His Yin Yang saber directly enveloped Lin Xian. Lin Xian's pupils constricted. He also felt this scene. It was as if the two forces were trying to pull him into heaven and hell. Brat, be careful. The power of Yin and Yang is very strange. The Crimson Dragon warned him from outside, but he did not dare to get close. Lin Xian's expression was also solemn. The Yin Yang sect was indeed a great sect that had been passed down since ancient times. The power of Yin and Yang was indeed terrifying and could not be underestimated. However, although the power of Yin and Yang was powerful, The yin-yang saint was not very powerful. The other party was indeed a peerless genius and a powerful saint, but that was only in the eyes of ordinary geniuses. In Lin Xian's eyes, the other party's strength was not enough. The power of yin and yang, it was indeed powerful. It had reached the peak of perfection. But it's a pity that trash like you can't fully display the power of yin and yang. So, you can't do anything to me. A cold voice rang out from the terrifying light. Everyone's expression changed. The yin-yang saint's eyes turned red instantly. Chapter 2548. He was so angry that he almost vomited blood. The other party was looking down on him. He could not tolerate it. He was the saint. He was usually high and mighty. When had he ever been looked down on like this? 1 against 1, €7%, damn it. I will definitely kill you. I'll let you know how much harm. Miley gave I hashtag, H you gave V, underscore, 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 underscore. The other party acknowledged the yin-yang sex strength, but not his. He had gone completely mad. The power of yin and yang in his body exploded rapidly. The yin-yang blade became even more terrifying. The power of life and death tore the void apart, forming a heaven and a hell that floated in the sky. In heaven, Yu City wanted to tell everyone. They were extremely white and had wings on their backs. Their bodies shone brightly, and they had the most serene smiles on their faces. Their eyes were pure. Behind them were countless palaces surrounded by all kinds of rare beasts. It was like a paradise on earth. This was the best paradise in the world. The space below was constantly tumbling. It was pitch black and filled with the power of death, forming 18 levels of hell. Every floor was surrounded by extremely terrifying evil spirits, and there were no vengeful spirits. One look at it would make one's scalp tingle and one's body tremble. It was impossible to resist. The power of yin and yang completely enveloped Lin Xian, trying to tear him in half. Lin Xian felt the impact. He snorted, and his flaming blade burst into flames. Endless flames surrounded him, resisting the terrifying power. However, this power was too strange. Even though the flaming Taoist robe was a medium-grade, heaven-class artifact, it could not completely resist the power of yin and yang. Kid, stop struggling. You can't resist the power of yin and yang. The yin-yang saint stood in the sky and looked down. At this moment, he was like the god of time. His cold and emotionless eyes stared at Lin Xian. Can't resist? You think too highly of yourself. Lin Xian sneered. If it was the sect leader of the yin-yang sect, I might not be able to resist. But you are not qualified. Today, I will destroy your heaven and 18 levels of hell. Lin Xian roared. Sword light exploded from his body and slashed in all directions. Dream on. You underestimate the power of yin and yang. Today, you will definitely die. The yin-yang saint revealed a look of disdain. He did not think that Yi Fuqian could escape from his ultimate move. He had already used this god to kill many powerful kings. Among them were many elders and peerless geniuses. Although the other party was strong, in the face of his sure kill ability, he still couldn't resist. Humph! Lin Xian didn't say anything. With a cold snort, the great dragon sword soul in his body erupted. The sharp sword light on his body grew brighter and brighter, as if it was going to break through the clouds. With a roar, a dragon-shaped sword shadow soared into the sky, transforming into a huge dragon bearing its fangs and brandishing its claws as it charged towards heaven in the sky. Roar! The cries of dragons and swords reverberated in all directions, tearing the void apart. Many of the weaker martial artists in the surroundings were smashed into pieces, causing them to lie flat on the ground. Even the other inceptive sages, experts, and elders who were engaged in battle also turned their heads to look at Zhang Xian in horror. Heavens! This brat's sword skill was really too terrifying. They were incomparably shocked, but at the same time, they rejoiced. That was because they weren't the ones fighting the other party. The peerless geniuses were dumbfounded upon hearing the thought. They had never had such fearful thoughts about anyone before, but now they actually felt fear towards a young man. Boom, boom. Intense collisions sounded in front of them. The huge dragon shadow charged towards heaven. Its huge body collided with the angels and celestial palaces, instantly erupting with intense light. The terrifying power shattered everything in all directions. Those angels and celestial palaces quickly shattered. Damn it! Kill him for me! The Yin-Yang Saint roared. Those shattered angels and celestial palaces were formed once again. They were the same, emitting resplendent light like the sun. The dragon-shaped sword shadow wanted to completely destroy them. An intense battle broke out. The two forces clashed in the sky. The terrifying impact of the energy made everyone feel despair. But in the end, the celestial palaces and countless angels turned into endless spirit chi with a loud boom. They dissipated in all directions, never to appear again. Puff! The Yin-Yang Saint took a step back and spat out a mouthful of blood. His face instantly turned pale. Damn it! How could it be? Damn it, he actually broke my yang power. He was simply too shocked. But what made him even more terrified was yet to come. That was because another beam of sword will shot out from Lin Xian's body. This time, it was a huge sword with ancient patterns circling around it. It released a terrifying sword intent. This sword seemed to fly out of time and space from ancient times. It directly slashed towards the 18 levels of hell below. The 18 levels of hell were extremely dark. It was the power of death. It was extremely evil. It could take away anyone's life. Now that it felt threatened, the 18 levels of hell shone brightly. Countless vengeful spirits and evil spirits rushed out. They rushed into the sky, emitting a sinister aura that made everyone tremble. Countless vengeful spirits and evil spirits rushed into the sky, wanting to destroy the heavenly sword. But in an instant, they screamed in agony. It was as if their bodies were made of ice that had encountered a raging fire. They emitted sounds time and time again, and even emitted white smoke. Destroy. Damn it. Go to hell. The Yin-Yang Saint roared. 18 extremely strange demonic faces appeared in the 18 levels of hell. They opened their bloody mouths and frantically devoured the power of the heavenly sword. Oh no! Retreat! Everyone in the surroundings went crazy and screamed. They felt the life force in their bodies rapidly draining away. Many of them even began to age, and their hair turned white. This made them extremely terrified. The saints stopped attacking. They protected the disciples of their sacred grounds to prevent their lives from being taken by this death force. Humph! Yi Wudao snorted coldly. His golden chi surged into the sky. He waved his golden fist and shattered the death force. Ba! Wu Hua formed a Buddhist seal. Countless rays of Buddhist light appeared on his body. They flickered in the sky and blocked the death force. Humph! Shen Jingqiu and Morong Qingchen also used their ultimate techniques to block the death force. The Crimson Dragon roared. Its dragon blood surged. The Alcade Saint flashed with 108 god fiends. The great Xia prince's sword slashed across the sky. Every expert was using their ultimate techniques to defend themselves, but no one was relaxed and no one was happy, because they knew that this was just the aftermath of the death force. Just the aftermath emitted such terrifying power and energy. They had to be careful. They had to admit that the Yin-Yang Saint's strength was too terrifying. It seemed that they had underestimated the Yin-Yang Saint. The Yin-Yang Saint revealed a ferocious expression. Damn brat, now you know my Yin-Yang power. You have no chance to regret it. Go to hell for me. His expression was ferocious. The Yin-Yang sect martial artists behind him also exclaimed in excitement, "That's great! As expected of a saint. He's really powerful. That's for sure. When has the Yin-Yang sect's Yin-Yang power ever been defeated? No one can resist it. No matter how arrogant this brat was, he would eventually fall into the 18 levels of hell. He would be completely suppressed and never be able to rise again." Chapter 2549. The disciples of the Yin-Yang sect were too excited. Lin Xian's power had made them despair. Now that their holy son was able to suppress such a powerful enemy, this was definitely something that they were very excited about. The people of the Tai dynasty, 5 Elements Palace, 9 Heavens Sacred Ground, and 10,000 Thunder Sacred Ground were also excited. Even if they couldn't kill him, they would be thrilled to see him fall into the 18 levels of hell with their own eyes. They knew that the 18 levels of hell were extremely terrifying. Once they entered, they wouldn't be able to die just because they wanted to. They would be subjected to the cruelest punishment in the world. They would definitely experience what it meant to live a life worse than death. Morong Qingcheng and Xin Jingqiu were worried again. They couldn't help but want to help. Lin Xian also felt a great danger. He felt that the life in his body was being taken away. His lifespan was being drained. This phenomenon was very similar to the Bat King's blood deprivation. However, it was far more terrifying than the blood deprivation. It was because he was taking away his life, his lifespan. If his blood was drained, he could still regenerate it. However, if his lifespan was drained, he wouldn't be able to replenish it. Therefore, he didn't dare to be careless. With a cold shout, the great dragon sword soul in his body exploded. The dragon-shaped sword shadow destroyed the surrounding death energy. Instantly, he felt that his life was no longer draining away. This made him heave a sigh of relief. Fortunately, the great dragon sword soul could also destroy the death energy. What's going on? What happened? The Yin-Yang saint was stunned. As the one who attacked, he was the most shocked. Previously, he saw Lin Xian's face turn pale and his lips curl into a hideous smile. He knew that Lin Xian couldn't resist his death energy. However, in just an instant, Lin Xian stopped. His face was no longer pale. It seemed that his life wasn't draining away. But how was this possible? Could it be that the death energy had lost its effect? What a joke! His death energy could definitely take away everything. It was even more terrifying than the Bat King's. Didn't he see that the saints and saintesses were all hiding far away? He had to be careful. One could imagine how terrifying it was to be enveloped by the death energy. Damn it, what's going on? Could it be that this kid used some secret technique? The Yin-Yang saint's face darkened. He knew that it was unrealistic to kill the other party like this. After all, as Immortal Palace's lord, the other party definitely had many trump cards. But so what? He did not believe his opponent's land card could resist his force of death. Thinking of this, a ferocious look appeared in his eyes. He once again unleashed a powerful force and poured it into the 18 levels of hell. He even took out 2 secret pills from his storage ring and swallowed them, causing the spiritual energy in his body to erupt like a vast ocean. Roar, roar, roar. As expected, after swallowing the Buddha's secret pill, the 18 levels of hell became even more eerie and sinister. The 18 faces of the devils were extremely ferocious as the power of death exploded out. This caused Lin Xian to be in danger once again. Absorbing energy? I'll let you absorb as much as you want. Lin Xian snorted coldly. A dragon-shaped sword shadow rushed out from his body and rushed downwards. It's useless. Stop struggling. Nothing can resist the power of death. The Yin-Yang saint sneered disdainfully. Lin Xian did not answer him. This time, he did not slash the power of death at all. Instead, he continued to unleash it. The great dragon sword's soul exploded, and waves of terrifying energy swept across the land. It was like a vast ocean crashing down in all directions. The surrounding space collapsed rapidly, and black holes appeared one after another. No one could see clearly what was happening inside. In the 18 levels of hell below, the 18 faces of the devils revealed greedy expressions. They had never encountered such a powerful force of life before. Such a powerful force. They devoured crazily like beggars who had been starving for a long time and once again found delicious food. Indeed, to them, the great dragon sword soul was delicious food that could make up for their greed. But after absorbing for a while, the 18 ghost faces widened their eyes in shock. Damn it! Stop! Enough! They were already full. They could not take it anymore. Although their Een power could devour everything, there was a limit to it. After all, they were summoned by the Een Yang Saint, not the Een Yang sect leader. No matter how strong the Een Yang Saint was, he was only a prodigy of the younger generation. Therefore, the power they could devour was also very limited. But now, they had already devoured enough life and power. But the life and power above them continued to surge in. They could not devour it at all. But as the Een Yang Saint had the death attribute, they could not stop it. Moreover, the Een Yang Saint had also gone crazy and used his power recklessly. Therefore, the 18 faces expanded more and more. The entire 18 levels of hell also swelled up, as if they had become balloons. Whoosh, whoosh, boom. Finally, when it reached its limit, there was a loud boom, and the sky collapsed and the earth cracked. The 18 layers of hell exploded and shattered into pieces. The evil demon faces inside were instantly annihilated. Boom, boom, boom. This force was too terrifying. After all, the 18 levels of hell were formed by the power of death. They were extremely powerful. Moreover, they had also absorbed the endless power of the great dragon sword soul. Therefore, this explosion was extremely terrifying. A huge crack appeared in the sky and spread in all directions. Heaven and earth shook. Everyone was pushed back. The weaker ones vomited blood and fainted. The more powerful ones also activated their king's domains to defend themselves. The entire hall shook. Heaven and earth shook as if they were about to be destroyed. Damn it! What happened? Could it be that the brat fought back? Impossible! That brat could not destroy the 18 levels of hell at all. Could it be that he was devoured and refined? Screams rang out. However, the Een Yang Saint vomited blood and flew back. This time, he suffered a serious backlash. 3 cracks appeared on his body, almost tearing his body into pieces. His face became incomparably pale, without a trace of blood. Even his eyes were dim and lifeless. He had no choice. His ultimate superpower had been destroyed. Naturally, he was severely injured. The saint, seeing this, the Een Yang sect members screamed. They flew out crazily and caught the Een Yang Saint. They consumed all kinds of heavenly treasures without any regard for their lives. What happened? What happened? Why was the saint injured? Oh my God! Could it be that the brat fought back? Damn it! Did that brat use the power of a saint? Impossible! Screams and cries rang out one after another. They really couldn't understand what was going on. The Tai dynasty, the Middle Ground Twin Kings, the Five Elements Palace, and the 10,000 Thunder Sacred Ground were all stunned. They were also very surprised. Instantly, their faces became extremely ferocious. They approached the Een Yang Saint and quickly asked, "Brother Een Yang, what happened? Could it be that you failed?" "That brat is already so powerful." Screams of surprise rang out. The Een Yang Saint gritted his teeth. His black hair fluttered. Like a devil, he screamed crazily. Chapter 2550. Impossible. I don't believe it. How could he have broken through my ultimate divine power? The Yin Yang saint went crazy. He saw heaven being destroyed with his own eyes. But why was hell also destroyed? How did he do it? He didn't know because the black hole had completely isolated everything. He didn't see it at all, nor did his soul capture it. He wasn't the only one. The others were the same. Humph. Is your ultimate divine power that powerful? You want to kill me? You're overestimating yourself. A cold voice was heard. It was like a sharp sword that cut through the void. The sky, full of light, was mercilessly torn apart, and then a figure walked out. He was surrounded by sword halos, and a dragon shadow appeared under his feet. It was like a peerless, immortal light that made people tremble. Damn it, it's that guy. He's not injured at all. How is that possible? Everyone went crazy because they realized that the aura on their bodies didn't weaken. Instead, it became even more violent than before. They didn't know that after the 18 levels of hell exploded, the power of the divine power was greatly boosted. The absorbed power of the great dragon sword soul was completely released. Not only that, but the power was even purer after being refined by the 18 levels of hell. Therefore, the power of the great dragon sword soul increased. Lin Xian was overjoyed. He didn't expect that a battle could increase the power of the great dragon sword soul. This was really an unexpected surprise. So when he came out, he looked at the Yin Yang saint and smiled. To be honest, I really have to thank you. If it weren't for you, my strength wouldn't have increased again. So don't worry, I'll give you a quick death later. Hearing this, the Yin Yang sect martial artists trembled. Their faces were full of fear. The Yin Yang saint was so angry that he spat out another mouthful of blood. Damn you, I'm going to kill you. I'll definitely kill you. He was really angry. The next moment he waved his hand, and an ancient drum appeared in his hand. The drum was white on one side and black on the other. It was very strange. This was a secret treasure of his called the Yin Yang drum. Once the drum sounded, it could instantly kill a strong enemy. Go to hell, brat. The Yin Yang saint roared. He waved his hand and was about to use the Yin Yang drum. However, he didn't have the chance. A piercingly cold sword light flew out and instantly chopped off his arm. The Yin Yang saint had just grabbed the Yin Yang drum when his arm broke. Blood splattered everywhere, dyeing the Yin Yang drum and the void red. Ah! The Yin Yang saint screamed and flew backward. He covered his wound and kept rolling in the air. The others sucked in a breath of cold air as their scalps went numb. Crack! Yin and Yang chi flowed around the Yin Yang saint's body. Instantly, his severed arm grew back. He kept gasping for breath, and his face was ferocious. He wanted to attack again. However, he discovered that the Yin Yang Valley was enveloped by countless sword lights. For a moment, it was hard for him to break free. As for him, he was once again sent flying by a sword light. Ah, the Yin Yang saint still wanted to use his trump card, but Lin Xian did not give him the chance. Sword after sword, he swung out in succession. For a time, countless sword lights crisscrossed, forming a sea of swords that enveloped the area. The Yin Yang saint was forced to retreat continuously. He had no chance to attack again. The armor on his body shattered, and the Yin and Yang energies grew dim. His body split apart, and an arm was hacked off. Not only that, but the next sword strike was even more devastating, directly splitting him in half. Half of his body was completely shattered by the sword light. Buzz! The other half of the Yin Yang saint's body rushed out. Countless rays of light formed a Yin Yang shield that enveloped him and brought him back. Stay here. 5 elements sword. 5 elements as one. Lin Xian swung his ancient sword, and the 5 elements sword danced in the sky. They quickly combined to form an even sharper divine sword shadow that directly shattered the Yin Yang escape. It even cut the remaining half of the Yin Yang saint's body in half again. Boom. Blood mist exploded. It was a tragic sight. A saint! The Yin Yang sect members screamed. They looked at this scene with despair. Could it be that their holy son had also been killed? The others were also extremely shocked. Those peerless prodigies and powerful cultivators were extremely terrified. Could it be that another saint had died? Boom. Whoosh. Just as everyone was shocked, a figure appeared in the void, in the distance. It was the Yin Yang saint. At this moment, his face was as pale as paper, without a trace of blood. He looked extremely weak. Boom. With an earth-shattering sound, the Yin Yang drum shattered the sword light that filled the sky. It arrived around the Yin Yang saint and completely enveloped him. He was not killed, the surrounding people exclaimed. However, the Yin Yang sect martial artists cried out crazily. They were too excited. Their holy son had not been killed, which made them completely relieved. Lin Xian frowned. That was because he was very surprised by this scene. The other party was actually able to survive after such a fierce attack. It was really surprising. Yin Yang talisman of life and death, Yi Wudao said solemnly. Hearing this, many martial artists were puzzled. However, the eyelids of the powerful saints twitched violently. Yin Yang talisman of life and death. Damn it, it's actually that thing. They did not expect the Yin Yang sect to be so cautious this time. Yes, the Yin Yang saint was really lucky. He actually obtained the Yin Yang talisman of life and death. It seemed that his life was saved this time. What was the Yin Yang talisman of life and death? Lin Xian frowned. It seemed to be a very scary thing. Otherwise, Yi Wudao and the other saints would not be so shocked. Behind them, Xing Tian quickly transmitted his voice. Young master, the Yin Yang life and death talisman is a very scary talisman. It could have been refined by a supreme king or even a saint. It is an exceptional mystique of the Yin Yang sect. It was not an offensive mystique, but a life-saving one. After being refined, it was placed in the Yin Yang saint's body. At a critical moment, it could replace the original body in death. This was equivalent to having another chance to live. Previously, the Yin Yang saint had been able to escape the sword light that filled the sky. It seemed that he had activated the Yin Yang life and death talisman. There was such a magical thing. After hearing this, Lin Xian was very envious. To be able to replace one death, this was an extremely precious item. After all, using this item was equivalent to having a second life, one more life than others. It had to be said that the Yin Yang saint was really lucky to have such an item on him. Damn brat, I will not let you off. The Yin Yang saint was trembling with anger. He did not expect the other party to make him use an Yin Yang life and death talisman. This was indeed planted in his body by the Yin Yang sect leader. It was equivalent to having a second life. However, he could not use it on his own. It could only take effect automatically when he was threatened with death. That was why he was still alive. However, this item was extremely rare and was a treasure of heaven and earth. He did not want to waste it like this. He had originally thought that he would use the Yin Yang life and death talisman to save his life when he encountered extreme danger in the ancient tomb. But now he had used it in advance. Moreover, he had fallen at the hands of a young martial artist like him. The Yin Yang life and death talisman was indeed a good item. Do you have any more on you? Lin Xian sneered and stared coldly at the Yin Yang saint. Chapter 2551. Being stared at, the Yin Yang saint shuddered and almost peed his pants. He did not expect that Lin Fan would dare to attack him. The members of the Yin Yang sect also surrounded the Yin Yang saint tightly. They were extremely nervous, as if they were facing a formidable enemy. If not for the Yin Yang life and death talisman, their saint would have been killed. And now, Lin Xian still wanted to attack. How could they not be nervous? The Yin Yang saint's face darkened. He gritted his teeth and said, "Brat, just you wait. I will not let you off." As soon as he finished speaking, he led the Yin Yang sect members away without looking back. He even used a secret technique to transform into Yin Yang Qi, shattering the void and disappearing. The 5 elements palace, 9 heavens sacred ground, 10,000 thunder sacred ground, Tai dynasty, and Tuoba family were all stunned. The others were also stunned. Their scalps went numb. The Yin Yang saint had actually escaped. The Yin Yang sect had been defeated. No one could believe it. The Yin Yang sect was a powerful sect in Zhongzhou. They were extremely powerful. Together with their Yin Yang Qi, they were extremely terrifying. The Yin Yang saint was one of the top prodigies of the younger generation, but this terrifying young prodigy had fled. He fled like a stray dog. If they had not seen it with their own eyes, they would not have believed it. Humph! What a piece of trash! He could not even take a beating. How could he escape so quickly? Lin Xian did not chase after him. He looked at the shattered void in disdain. The other party was no longer a threat to him, so he ignored him. Instead, he turned around and stared at the remaining people. "How dare you join forces to assassinate me?" Li Yundong thought. "Kneel down and accept your death obediently," Lin Xian shouted coldly. His voice was like thunder, exploding in the sky. The martial artists from the Tai dynasty, 5 elements palace, and 10,000 thunder sacred ground, who had gone against Lin Xian, trembled and almost fell from the sky. Their prodigy elders, on the other hand, looked gloomy. "Brat, you are too arrogant." Just then, a ferocious voice rang out. "Don't think that you can show off in front of me just because you defeated the Yin Yang saint. To be honest, you're still far from it. Now, hand over the ancient Taoist robe obediently, and give me all the resources you've collected. I can only cripple your cultivation and spare your life. Otherwise, if you dare to resist, I'll make sure you lose your life." As soon as these words were spoken, everyone was shocked, and their scalps went numb. Heavens, who is it? How dare he be so arrogant? Didn't he see that even the Yin Yang saint had been struck by the other party? He had almost lost his life here. Now, there was actually someone who dared to provoke Lin Xian. It had to be said that he was truly audacious. However, when they looked up at the figure in the sky, they cried out in surprise. The twin kings of the Central State. What? It's him. Was he going to make a move? Everyone was extremely shocked. The Central State twin kings were extremely terrifying existences. He was probably even more powerful than the Yin Yang saint. Moreover, it was a 2-headed monster. Although it did not possess the power of yin and yang, it possessed the power of light and darkness. When the two completely opposite forces merged together, it would definitely be an extremely terrifying killing move. That's great. If the twin kings of the Central State were to make a move, that kid would definitely die. That might not be the case. Don't forget that they had fought before. But that time, the twin kings of the Central State had failed. In fact, they were so close to killing each other. Therefore, I think that kid is more powerful. Impossible. Although that kid was powerful, it was absolutely impossible for him to kill the twin kings of the Central State. Last time, he had relied on his soul power to launch a surprise attack and caused the twin kings to suffer. Now, with the previous experience, the twin kings of the Central State would definitely guard their soul power firmly. Without the soul power attack, that kid would definitely not be a match for the twin kings of the Central State. Indeed, I think so too. Discussions broke out. In this battle, they were certain that the twin kings of the Central State would win. This was because their reputation in the Central State was too strong. Even people like Yi Wudao and the great Xia Prince did not think that they could win. Not to mention Lin Xian. On the other side, Lin Xian narrowed his eyes as a disdainful smile appeared on his face. I was wondering who it was. So it was you, the two-headed monster. What was the lesson I taught you last time not enough? You still dare to provoke me? Do you really think that I don't dare to kill you? If you know what's good for you, then get lost and disappear from my sight. Otherwise, I will kill you. At the end of his words, a biting cold killing intent rang out between heaven and earth. It was like a peerless sword light that swept across the world. How terrifying! This Lin Xian was too arrogant. He dared to provoke the twin kings of the central state. Just wait, he will lose without a doubt. Discussions broke out. However, the Crimson Dragon and the others sneered. Two-headed monster, die for me. You are not a match for Brother Lin Xian. Brother Xian, defeat him. You can go to hell for me. The twin kings of the central state went crazy. Their power suddenly erupted. Last time, he had indeed suffered a loss at the hands of the other party. Therefore, this time, he must return the favor. He wanted to kill the other party in front of everyone to prove his strength. Boom. I represent the gods to punish you. The virtuous one had a merciful expression. Golden light surged from his body, making him look like a Buddha. On the other side, the evil one's black hair danced wildly. Demonic chi surged from his body, making him look like a peerless demon king. Two terrifying auras burst out, sweeping across the world and shattering the surrounding void. Those who were watching the battle frantically retreated to distance themselves. It was too terrifying. It was much more powerful than the Yin-Yang Saint's power. It was undeniable that it made people tremble. At this moment, Yi Wudao, Wu Hua, the Alcade Saint, and the others had grave expressions. Morong Qingcheng and Shen Jingqiu were also worried. Although they had mocked him before, they were still worried for Lin Xian when they felt the power. Brother Lin Xian, are you all right? Shen Jingqiu's face was filled with worry. However, the Crimson Dragon laughed. Don't worry, that kid won't lose so easily. As expected, Lin Xian roared. Sword chi erupted from his body. Sword waves spread out in all directions with him as the center. It collided with the golden light that filled the sky and the terrifying demonic chi. The three forces collided in the air, tearing the void apart. Hundreds of large cracks appeared. Each of them was like a huge canyon. They filled the sky and looked extremely ferocious. The surrounding martial artists were horrified. Just the collision of their auras had caused such a terrifying scene. They wondered what would happen when the two of them fought. It would probably be an earth-shattering battle. Fortunately, this was the tomb of a saint. Even if they fought until the heavens fell and the earth cracked, it was still fine. Even if it was earth-shattering, the saint's ancient tomb would not shatter. Hence, they only needed to distance themselves to a safe distance. Buzz. The three forces collided. After that, Lin Xian made his move. Since the other party was courting death, he would fulfill his wish. His chaotic sky destroyer sword burst out with a terrifying sword light. The Zhongzhou twin kings also roared. The virtuous one waved the celestial treasure wheel, while the evil one waved the death scythe. The two of them charged out together. Not only that, but a huge square seal formed above their heads. It shone with thousands of rays of light. It protected their souls. Chapter 2552. Brat, we've already protected our souls with our previous experience. You won't be able to break our soul protection. Let's see what you can do without your soul attack. The Zhongzhou twin kings laughed sinisterly as they quickly rushed over. Sure enough, when the surrounding people saw this scene, they cried out in alarm. Haha, without the soul attack, this brat's strength would be greatly reduced. He wouldn't be a match for the Zhongzhou twin kings. This was for sure. Just wait and see. This time, he's definitely dead. The surrounding people sneered. Lin Xian coldly snorted. The other party was too naive. Did they really think that his strength would be greatly reduced without his soul power? What a joke. His soul power was only his trump card. His true strength wasn't something these people could imagine. In the next moment, he waved his ancient sword. 3 runes unraveled, and a shocking sword light flashed out. Boom. Today's collision sounded. The sky fell, and the earth cracked. The terrifying power shattered everything in all directions. It even blasted the Zhongzhou twin kings away. What? The Zhongzhou twin kings were blasted away. How was this possible? Everyone was stunned. This was completely different from what they had expected. In their opinion, without his soul power, Lin Xian wouldn't be a match for the twin kings at all. But now, the other party was still incomparably powerful. He directly blasted the Zhongzhou twin kings away. The twin kings of Central State were also stunned. Their minds went blank. They retreated for a long time before they stopped. Damn it. How could this brat be so strong? Brother, don't be careless. This brat must have obtained some opportunity in this ancient tomb that allowed his cultivation to increase. That's why he could erupt with such power, right? The virtuous one said in a deep voice. The evil child was able to move the demonic energy that filled the sky. He snorted coldly. Damn it. This brat's luck was really good. He actually broke through. But so what? Did he really think that we didn't have any opportunities? Today, we'll let him see how powerful we are. The Zhongzhou twin kings smiled. They didn't attack again. Instead, they stopped in midair. Soon, light flickered on their bodies. They took out something from their storage rings. It was an array disc with words carved on a stone. It was abnormally old and covered with cracks. 1/3 of the edges had even disappeared. Obviously, this was not the complete thing. However, the Central Province's twin kings were extremely cautious and excited as they held the treasure in their hands. From the looks of it, the value of this stone plate was beyond their imagination. Brat, I'll show you our fortuitous encounter. The 2 of them grinned and waved their palms, pouring their power into the stone plate. Suddenly, the stone plate trembled, and the patterns on it lit up quickly. It was very mysterious. One rune after another floated out and rotated above them. Wang! An earth-shattering voice rang out as a tall figure walked out from the runes that filled the sky. It was a stone golem. It was 2 meters tall, and its body was filled with the texture of rocks. However, it was full of cracks, and 1/3 of it had even disappeared. Clearly, the degree of damage was the same as the damage to the stone plate. The stone man was summoned by the stone plate. What? Seeing the scene, everyone was stunned. What was that? It sounded like the Zhongzhou twin kings had obtained a treasure from the saint's tomb. But what was the use of this stone man? Attack? Or were they puppets? Everyone discussed fervently, but soon they found out. The stone man should be a kind of attacking puppet. In the sky, the tall stone man's body swayed and directly smashed through the void, instantly arriving in front of Lin Xian. Boom! The stone hand slapped out, forming terrifying black holes one after another, completely enveloping Lin Xian. Lin Xian's body swayed, and he instantly dodged. At the same time, he slashed at the stone man with his sword. Clang! An earth-shattering sound rang out, and sparks flew. However, the stone man was not damaged at all. He only took a few steps back, roared again, and charged forward. What a strong defense! Everyone exclaimed. They had seen how terrifying Lin Xian's sword technique was. He had directly split the yin-yang saint in half with one strike. Even a top-notch saint would have a headache if he saw such sword chi. However, the stone man in front of them, he actually took a strike head-on and was not injured at all. This was really beyond everyone's expectations. Treasure. This was definitely an earth-shattering treasure. This defensive power was even more terrifying than a heaven-grade treasure. No wonder the middle ground, twin kings were so excited earlier. They had definitely struck gold. Their luck was too good to be able to find such a treasure in the saint's tomb. Exclamations rang out. Obviously, the stone man's defense was indeed beyond their expectations. Lin Xian also frowned, and his face turned gloomy. What a terrifying defensive power. He knew his own sword technique best. Even a peerless almighty would not dare to take his strike head-on. However, the stone man withstood it. No wonder the middle ground twin kings were so confident. Kid, did you see that? In front of our fortuitous opportunity. Your fortuitous opportunity is nothing at all. In terms of talent, you are no match for us. In terms of fortuitous opportunity, you are no match for us. Therefore, you can die in peace. Is that so? Lin Xian sneered. However, you are too confident. The fortuitous opportunity you are so proud of is nothing at all in front of me. Stubborn fellow, who do you think you are? The stone man's defense is far beyond your imagination. You can't break it at all. The twin kings snorted coldly. Their eyes were filled with disdain because they had tested it before. Even they could not break it. Unless they used a super trump card, it was impossible to kill it. Therefore, they did not believe that the other party could break it so easily. Lin Xian did not say anything. Instead, he stretched out his hand and grabbed a few black bugs. Go, it's time to show your strength. Lin Xian grabbed 5 bugs and threw them out. These bugs danced in the sky and rushed toward the stone man. In an instant, they landed on the honest man. What were those things? The surrounding people were stunned. How many bugs did the other party take out? What kind of joke was that? Was the other party an idiot? How could a few bugs kill such a terrifying stone man? They did not believe it at all. The middle ground twin kings also sneered disdainfully. Kid, it seems that you are really at the end of your rope. In that case, let me finish you off. They controlled the stone plate again and made the stone man attack crazily. However, very soon, the stone men stopped in midair. It was because a small stone had fallen from their bodies. Although it was very small, it still attracted everyone's attention, especially the middle ground twin kings. Their pupils constricted. Damn it, what was going on? Something actually fell down. The evil son was shocked. The virtuous son said, "Brother, don't worry. It must be something else. How could this stone man be damaged?" The evil son's expression returned to normal, and he snorted coldly again. However, not long after, a few more small stones fell. Moreover, the stone man's movement in front of him became slower. In fact, a crack appeared on his body, a crack that should not have appeared. Damn it, the stone man was injured. This time, it wasn't just the twin kings. The other chosen powerhouses had also witnessed this scene. They were stunned. What was going on? Such a powerful stone man and peerless sword Qi could not break it. At this moment, it was actually damaged? Damn it, it had something to do with that bug. What kind of bug was that? It was so terrifying. They were extremely puzzled. Chapter 2553. Damn it! Aren't those black bugs similar to the metal-devouring bugs? Some powerhouses exclaimed. What? Are you talking about the bugs that were created with the dark night gold in the cave? The others also came back to their senses. They looked carefully and exclaimed in surprise. Damn it, it's really them. They thought that they looked familiar, but they did not think that way. That was because they had suppressed some of those bugs in their sacred grounds. However, they did not dare to use them. Those bugs contained the will of the saints, which was extremely terrifying. They did not dare to use them now. They could only use them after the elders of their sacred grounds refined them. But now the other party had taken out a few black bugs. Was he not afraid that the will of the saints would leak out and cause some unforeseen events? No. Damn it! The stone golem had blasted those bugs away many times. Those bugs all flew back to attack the stone golem. That shouldn't be. Those bugs attacked indiscriminately. Why are they only attacking the stone golem this time? Just as they were feeling puzzled, the stone golem in front of them shattered again, and a few holes appeared on its body. There was also a hole in between his eyebrows, so he stopped in midair. What happened? Why isn't it moving? Everyone was surprised again. Lin Xian, on the other hand, smiled. It seemed that he had indeed destroyed the stone golem. Not only did he have the black bugs, but he also had the heavenly secret divine eye. He discovered that there was a rune in the stone golem's head. Therefore, he asked the black bugs to bite the rune. As expected, the stone golem in front of them, it stopped moving. Damn it, move. The Middle Crease twin kings roared like they had gone mad. However, no matter how they tried to control it, the stone golem seemed to have fallen into a deep sleep and stopped moving. It had truly turned into a statue. Come back. Lin Xian waved his hand, and all the black bugs returned to his side as he put them away. Seeing that scene, everyone went crazy. Damn it, what did that kid do? He actually recalled the black bugs so easily. Oh my God. Why do I feel that he can control those black bugs? One of the saints screamed. When the others heard that, they were even more terrified. Nonsense! How can he control them? That's right. Those black bugs contain the will of the saints. He can't erase it at all. Don't scare us. Voices rang out one after another. Clearly, no one dared to believe this fact. Lin Xian did not explain. He wanted to be mysterious, because only then would the saints and powerhouses fear him. At that moment, everyone's gaze to Lin Xian changed. Damn it, this brat is too freaky. First there was the terrifying soul power, and then there was the peerless sword art. Now, there was the black bug. He can even control them. Who is this kid? Why do I feel that the twin kings of the Central Prefecture are in danger this time? Don't speak nonsense. Although the stone man was damaged, the Central State twin kings were not injured. T. The saints is T. S. Haven't you noticed? Ever since this kid appeared, he hasn't lost a single battle. Whether it was the 5 elements Saint Sun, the 10,000 Thunder Saint Sun, the Yin-Yang Saint Sun, or the twin kings this time. Every opponent is getting stronger and stronger, but he's also getting stronger and has more and more trump cards. He's like a bottomless pit, able to defeat all the powerhouses and remain invincible. Is this true? Everyone was horrified. They thought about it carefully and found that it was true. Ever since I met him, he's never been defeated. Oh my God, he's a great emperor, an old man exclaimed, and the others all turned their heads to look. It was rumored that when the great emperor was young, he was invincible among his peers and had never been defeated. It was common for him to kill enemies above his level. Only by defeating all the powerhouses in the world can one become a great emperor. The kid in front of me seems to be on the path of an ancient great emperor. The saint of all beginnings said in a deep voice, "Ancient great emperor." These 4 words were like a mountain, pressuring people to the point that they couldn't breathe. All the saints and saintesses were silent. They stared at Lin Xian, and a cold light flashed in their eyes. Each of them looked as if they were facing a formidable enemy, because as top prodigies and peerless geniuses, their goal was to become the saint lords of their respective sacred lands. There was an even more ambitious goal, which was to become a great emperor. Only by becoming a great emperor could one rule the world and be qualified to enter the legendary immortal realm. Only then could one be qualified to become an immortal. They had been working tirelessly for this goal, but now there was a person walking ahead of them. The other party had already shown the aptitude and demeanor of a young great emperor, which made them extremely vigilant. On the road to becoming a great emperor, everyone was an enemy. The twin kings of Zhongzhou also understood this truth. Therefore, they didn't hold back at all. They exerted all their strength and attacked. This was an extremely exciting battle. The two fought until the sky fell, and the earth cracked, and the sun and moon dimmed. Countless rays of light shone in the sky, and cracks spread in all directions. The monstrous sea of blood surged and dyed the entire sky red. The ancient dragon abyss soared across the sky, and every time it slashed down, it was accompanied by a shocking dragon roar. On the opposite side, the celestial treasure wheel and the death scythe were becoming more and more terrifying. They evolved magical powers all over the sky to contend with the biting cold sword Chi in the sky. Buzz. The shock wave of the shocking attack spread out in all directions. Suddenly, the sky fell and the earth cracked. Many experts didn't have time to retreat and were directly sent flying by the shock wave. The other saints and experts' faces changed. It was too terrifying. Just the shock wave alone was so powerful that it shocked them greatly. The others retreated crazily and no longer dared to move forward. Lin Xian also frowned. He had to admit that the twin kings of Zhongzhou were indeed terrifying. They were indeed powerful to be able to dominate Zhongzhou for so many years. If he didn't have the great dragon sword soul to display his super powerful combat strength, it would be difficult for him to fight until now. After all, it was as if he was fighting two saints by himself. Boom, boom. In the sky, there was another collision of ultimate skills. The power of light and darkness rushed toward Lin Xian together. Lin Xian used 4 killer moves to contend with it. Puff. The twin kings of Zhongzhou vomited blood and retreated. Lin Xian also kept retreating. His robe was dyed red with blood. The collision of magical powers caused both of them to be injured. Buzz. In the sky, Lin Xian stopped and channeled the longevity incantation. The energy in his body surged, and the light on his body circulated quickly, forming a dragon-shaped shadow that wrapped around him. The giant dragon opened its mouth and roared. The dragon sucked hard, and the spiritual chi of heaven and earth in all directions was sucked into its body and poured into Lin Xian's body. Lin Xian channeled the longevity incantation and used the energy to repair his body. On the other side, the twin kings of Zhongzhou were also roaring, the golden light on their bodies, and the monstrous demonic chi kept rolling, repairing their injuries. Kid, I have to admit that you are strong and are our opponent. No one has been able to fight with us for so long. You are the first. However, this is the end. Next, I will let you know what true despair is. The twin kings of Zhongzhou said coldly. Chapter 2554. Boom. Zhongzhou's twin kings roared, and a bronze chariot rushed out from between his eyebrows. Light swirled on the chariot, and sinister heads were carved on it. It was very mysterious. The bronze chariot emitted an unparalleled power, shattering the void and causing the surrounding people to tremble. Heaven-grade treasure, many people exclaimed. The saints' pupils shrank because they could feel that this was not an ordinary heaven-grade treasure. It might be a mid-grade heaven-grade treasure. At this level, it was definitely a powerful weapon. It could wipe out an area. If it was controlled by a top almighty, it would be extremely terrifying. Everyone was shocked. They did not expect Zhongzhou's twin kings to have a mid-grade, heaven-grade treasure. Lin Xian also frowned. He knew the power of a mid-grade, heaven-grade treasure. The ancient Taoist robe on his body was a mid-grade, heaven-grade treasure. He did not expect the other party to have one as well. But so what? Even if the other party had a mid-grade, heaven-grade treasure, he was not afraid. Humph! Lin Xian snorted coldly. The ancient dragon abyss sword in his hand bloomed with a brilliant light. It was an ancient treasure and a heaven-grade treasure. Its grade was unknown, but it obviously surpassed a mid-grade, heaven-grade treasure. The Crimson Dragon sealed it with 9 seals. At this moment, Lin Xian had already broken 3 seals. But now he had broken another one. The 4th seal was opened. Boom, boom, boom. The sky collapsed, and the earth cracked. Sword chi swept across the world, shattering the void. The surrounding warriors' faces all changed. Damn it! The long sword in the kid's hand is also a treasure. Looking at its power, it was no weaker than a mid-grade, heaven-grade treasure. The battle between 2 mid-grade heaven-grade treasures was absolutely terrifying and destructive. If it were not for the saint's tomb, this attack would have completely collapsed the area within a radius of 1,000,000 miles. However, the saint's tomb had completely suppressed this power. The internal space was blasted into smithereens. Not only that, but outside the saint's tomb, countless large cracks appeared and spread out in all directions within a radius of 1,000,000 miles. The plains and earth that had been there before had turned into huge canyons that were tens of thousands of feet tall. Damn it! Retreat! In the ancient tomb, the holy sons, holy daughters, and other experts retreated one after another. Leaf Daudenier, Sage Sun Alcade, and the Crown Prince of the Grand Xia all unleashed their power. Humph! In the sky, the bronze chariot continued to expand until it was about 10 meters tall. There were ferocious heads on them. If one looked carefully, they were all ferocious beasts of the world. Among them, there were 4 heads that were the most terrifying. They were scattered around the bronze chariot. This bronze chariot was also known as the 4-beast chariot. The Central State Twin Kings stood on the 4-beast chariot, holding the celestial treasure wheel and the death scythe in their hands. Their eyes shone with cold light. His powerful aura suppressed the surroundings. Kid, I admit that you're very powerful, but in front of our trump cards, you don't have any power to resist at all. Kneel down and accept your death obediently, and I can give you a quick death. The Central State Twin Kings looked down like immortal kings, making people look up to them. Humph! You want me to admit defeat with a mere mid-grade Heaven Step artifact? You're really too naive. If you have any tricks up your sleeves, just use them. Lin Xian snorted disdainfully. You'll see. Since you don't know what's good for you, I'll fulfill your wish. The Central State Twin Kings waved their palms. Tens of thousands of rays of light bloomed, and the 4 ferocious heads seemed to have come to life, roaring one after another. The 4 heads spewed out countless rays of light, each of which could kill a peerless powerhouse. It could be said that it was extremely dangerous. Kill. Lin Xian held the ancient dragon abyss sword in his hand and cooperated with the great dragon sword soul to attack. The 2 of them fought again. The celestial treasure wheel, the death scythe, the boundless demonic chi, and the sky full of golden light shone in the sky. At the same time, Lin Xian used the power of 5 elements and the chaos sword technique. There were dragon roars and sword cries, and all kinds of unique skills emerged one after another. Both of them used powerful attacks and trump cards. Lin Xian's eyes shone with a cold light. The great dragon sword soul in his body continued to rise, and dragon roars and sword cries rang out. This time, he wanted to kill the Central State Twin Kings once and for all. He would not let the other party escape. He knew that this was a peerless enemy. Not only was he strong and talented, but he also had great opportunities. If he let the other party continue to grow, it would be troublesome for him in the future. It was better to take advantage of this opportunity to kill him completely. The Central State Twin Kings had the same plan. They drove the 4-beast chariot and attacked crazily. Lin Xian waved the ancient dragon sword, which turned into a giant dragon-shaped sword that was 100 feet long, and pressed down mercilessly. Sword after sword collided fiercely with the 4-beast chariot. Boom, boom. After dozens of sword strikes, the 4-beast chariot kept retreating, and the Central State Twin Kings also vomited blood. Their bodies were dyed red. Even if they were strong, even if they had the four-beast chariot, they still could not resist. No way. That kid is so strong. Everyone was dumbfounded when they saw this scene. Originally, they thought that the Central State Twin Kings would win, but they did not expect that the two sides were locked in a fierce battle. When the Twin Kings took out their mid-grade heaven-class artifacts, they thought that there was no suspense in this battle. However, things went beyond their expectations again. The Twin Kings were the first to be injured, and the other party was getting stronger and stronger. After the Twin Kings became angry, the good one kept driving the four-beast chariot, while the evil one spat out a black saber. The saber was broken in half, and it emitted a terrifying, murderous aura. As soon as it appeared, it shattered the void. It was another mid-grade, heaven-class artifact, but it was a broken, mid-grade, heaven-class artifact. Everyone exclaimed. They did not expect the Twin Kings to have such a terrifying trump card. It's useless. It's just a broken, mid-grade, heaven-class artifact. Even if you use it, it won't be a threat to me. Lin Xian's ancient Taoist robe burned, forming a strong defense. The ancient dragon abyss sword in his hand was even more powerful. Every strike tore the world apart. Boom, boom, buffed. The Twin Kings vomited blood again. Indeed, even if he took out the black saber again, he would not be able to resist. Lin Xian was too strong. The ancient dragon sword was mysterious and unpredictable, and the great dragon sword spirit was an offensive saint technique. Therefore, the Twin Kings were defeated in this battle. The Twin Kings roared angrily and turned to escape. The four-beast chariot bloomed with incomparable light. It was about to rush into the sky. Buzz! Lin Xian raised his hand and struck out the five-element sword. It turned into a cage, suppressing heaven and earth, blocking the Twin Kings' path. Want to leave? It was impossible. Today, you will stay here. Lin Xian's voice was cold. His body was full of murderous aura. He held the killing sword in his hand and strode forward. Damn, kid, don't go too far. The Twin Kings roared angrily. He did not expect that the other party would dare to block his path. It was really hateful. Lin Xian sneered. What? You're allowed to bring people to kill me, but I'm not allowed to fight back. You're too naive. If you don't pay a price today, don't think about leaving. Chapter 2555. Damn it, I'll fight you to the death. Zhong Zhou's Twin Kings turned around and charged. He did not believe that his opponent could hurt him again. He guessed that his opponent must not have much strength left after fighting for so long. However, he soon screamed in agony. He realized that his opponent's sword chi had not weakened. In fact, it had become even sharper. Damn it, how is that possible? How can he be so powerful? He should have been exhausted long ago. He was not the only one. Everyone around him was stunned. How can his opponent's strength be endless? Damn it, this kid has so many treasures. He must have secretly taken them. That was the only explanation that could make them feel at ease. On the other side, Zhong Zhou's Twin King's body was riddled with wounds. More than half of his bones were broken. He also swallowed treasures and large drops of spiritual liquid to recover instantly. Kill. After another earth-shattering battle, Zhong Zhou's Twin Kings was injured again. This time, his injuries were even more serious. It had even damaged his origin. Therefore, although consuming treasures and spiritual herbs could help his body recover, his combat strength was weaker than before. He could only use about 80% of his previous power. That put him at an even greater disadvantage. However, he realized that Lin Xian's combat strength had also weakened. After fighting for such a long time, he finally realized that his opponent was not invincible. His strength would also weaken. When the other saints and elders saw that, they also heaved a sigh of relief. Fortunately, their opponent would also be exhausted. Otherwise, they would have thought that their opponent was a monster. Lin Xian sneered. So what if my strength has weakened? I'm more than enough to kill you. Lin Xian held the killing sword in his hand and walked forward step by step. The power of the 5 elements surrounded him, suppressing heaven and earth, blocking Zhongzhou's twin kings' path. With Lin Xian in front of him, Zhongzhou's twin kings had no way out. Brother twin kings, do you need my help? Just when everyone thought that Zhongzhou's twin kings were dead for sure, a cold voice suddenly came from afar. It was a woman's voice. It was very pleasant, but there was no emotion in it. Her voice came from afar and clearly reached everyone's ears. One could imagine that the person who spoke was definitely a top expert. Lin Xian also frowned. He stood in the void and turned his head to look into the distance. In the distance, a woman in white walked over. She was extremely beautiful, and her black hair fluttered in the wind. However, there was a domineering look in her eyes. It was rare to see such an expression in a woman's eyes. Therefore, when Lin Xian saw it, he was stunned. "Who are you?" Lin Xian asked coldly. "You don't deserve to know who I am." The woman in white looked proud. She looked disdainfully at the sky and said coldly, "You can leave now. Remember, this is me sparing your life. Hurry up and thank him and leave." What? Hearing this, everyone was stunned. The holy sons and holy daughters also frowned. Who was this person? How arrogant! How dare he say such things to Lin Xian? Their understanding of Lin Xian was now different from before. Previously, they had thought that the other party was just an ant that was not worth mentioning. However, after this trip to the ancient tomb, they knew that their previous thinking was completely wrong. The other party wasn't an ant at all, but a dragon, a demon, a killing god. He had killed the 5-element saint and a few other saints, and even slashed the yin-yang saint. Finally, he defeated the middle state twin kings. Every single one of his achievements was an existence that could shock and awe everyone. Such a person could be said to be extremely terrifying. Now, the other holy sons and holy daughters dared not provoke him unless they had no other choice. However, there was someone who dared to speak to him in such a manner. Did he not want to live anymore? Or rather, what kind of mysterious background did he have? Lin Xian also frowned. The other party's arrogant attitude made him very unhappy. The middle state twin kings looked up to the sky and laughed. "Ha ha! Brat, continue being arrogant. Come and kill me again. Just you wait. Wait until I leave and recover from my injuries. One day, I will trample you under my feet. I will return all the humiliation I suffered today." The middle state twin kings were really mad. Ever since he started his cultivation, he had never been defeated. Not to mention that he had severely injured a cripple and almost killed him. Therefore, he swore that he would not let the other party off. "Do you think that a woman can protect you?" Lin Xian sneered, and the murderous intent in his eyes exploded again. Like a violent storm, it swept in all directions. "Lin Xian, I admit that you are very strong, but this time you can't do anything to me." The middle state twin kings were not afraid in the face of such a terrifying murderous intent. Instead, they sneered. What did you say his name was?" The woman in white turned her head and frowned. His name was Lin Xian, the master of the immortal palace. The middle state twin kings gritted their teeth and said again, "Lin Xian? The Lin Xian who killed General Xianing?" The woman in white asked. "Yes, it was him. He was the one who killed our General Xianing." The people of the Tai dynasty screamed, "Fairy, avenge us! That brat also killed our prince." The people of the Tai dynasty screamed crazily. However, just as they screamed, a scream came from afar. Immediately, everyone turned their heads to look. They all went crazy when they saw that. The people of the Tai dynasty had a mental breakdown. their royal elder was torn in half by the blood-winged Bat King, and half of his body was swallowed. The other half of his body exploded into a bloody mist. He was killed. Their imperial family elder had also been killed. The warriors of the Tai dynasty screamed crazily, "Fairy, avenge us! Lin Xian? Very well. I'm looking for you. I didn't expect you to be here. It was really a case of traveling far and wide looking for something, only to find it without any effort." The woman in white sneered. Lin Xian frowned. "Looking for me? Who are you? Why are you looking for me?" He did not know the woman in front of him, nor did he know who she was. He originally thought that she was just passing by and came to save the Middle State Twin Kings. Who would have thought that it was not the case? "I am the war concubine of the war tribe." The woman in white's voice was sonorous. When she spoke, it was like thunder, shattering the world in all directions. War tribe, war concubine. Heavens, she was actually from the war tribe. Everyone was shocked. Even Lin Xian frowned. He did not expect that the woman in white was actually from the war tribe. He was no stranger to the war tribe. He had once killed the young prodigy of the war tribe, the Golden Lion King. He had also fought with the peerless powerhouse of the war tribe, Zhang Wuhan. He had a deep understanding of the power of the war tribe. He did not expect that the woman in front of him was also from the war tribe. She should be a genius of the war tribe. However, so what? Lin Xian snorted coldly and pointed his sword forward. "So it's the people of the war tribe. Why? Are you going to die again? How dare you? Who do you think you are? How dare you threaten the war tribe? War concubines can drink." Chapter 2556. You don't have to yell at me. Your battle tribe's genius, the Golden Lion King, was killed by me. Do you think you're stronger than the Golden Lion King? As soon as these words came out, the sky changed color. The surrounding experts exclaimed. They had long heard of this battle. They originally thought it was just a legend, but now they didn't expect to hear it from Lin Xian's mouth again. It seemed that this legend was probably true. This kid not only provoked the Tai dynasty Five Elements Palace and other holy lands, but also an ancient family like the battle tribe. God, did he not want to live anymore? "I don't care what battle concubine you are. Since you provoked me today, I'll make you a dead concubine." Lin Xian's voice was cold. Lin Xian's attitude. It shocked everyone. It seemed that this kid was still as arrogant as ever. It wasn't because the other party was an ancient family. It was because of fear. The Middle State Twin Kings laughed. It seemed that he didn't need to instigate the two sides to fight. Moreover, it was the kind that would fight to the death. Thinking of this, he quickly retreated, activated the four-beast chariot, broke the five-element seal, and then fled into the distance. "Humph!" Lin Xian coldly snorted, waved his hand, and stretched out, wanting to block the Middle State Twin Kings. Clang! In midair, a sonorous sound rang out, and the green palm was blocked. "Your opponent now is me." The battle concubine's voice was cold as she blocked Lin Xian's path. "Get lost!" Lin Xian coldly shouted and punched out. With a bang, the starry sky shattered. The battle concubine's body emitted a dazzling light, forming a resplendent armor that covered her delicate body. At the same time, he waved his hand, and a golden halberd appeared in his hand. It gently slid, piercing through the void in front of him. A peerlessly beautiful woman holding a gigantic halberd. This scene truly gave people a feeling of extreme shock and awe. "Kid, you dare to offend my battle tribe. Now go to hell and repent." The battle concubine waved the halberd in her hand and slashed forward. A huge golden light fell from the sky like a waterfall. How terrifying! This battle concubine was indeed terrifying. Heavens, are all the people from the war race this terrifying? First, it was the Golden Lion King. Now, a battle concubine appeared. I suspect that any random youngster from their war race would be able to suppress a region. Countless martial artists were frightened and envious, but they knew it was useless. They couldn't be envious. The war race had been passed down since ancient times and could even be traced back to an even more ancient era. They were a race that was born for war, and they had a terrifying bloodline power in their bodies. He was born with a powerful combat strength. In addition to the war clan's abundant resources, the martial artists of the war clan would often reveal their talents in their youth and become proud sons of heaven. Looking at it now, it was indeed extraordinary. At the very least, this Zhangji was definitely not weaker than a holy son. In fact, she was even stronger than an ordinary holy son. Wang, however, so what if he was strong? Lin Xian snorted coldly. He waved the Dragon Abyss Valley sword and slashed towards the sky. When it collided with the halberd, a shocking sound rang out. It was as if hundreds of thousands of golden lightning bolts were about to fall together. The war race had already become a legend. You shouldn't have appeared. Go back to your tribe and live a peaceful life. The battle outside no longer belongs to you. Lin Xian's voice was sonorous and filled with incomparable confidence. Pung pung pung. The Zhangji was forced back. The armor on her body flickered with light, neutralizing the force. Then it stopped in the void. A shocking glow burst out from her beautiful eyes, like two suns growing stronger and stronger. Does it belong to us? Kid, I have to say that you are too arrogant or too ignorant. When my war race ruled the world, you hadn't appeared yet. History is rolling, and there will always be powerful beings that disappear, and there will also be rising talents that stand at the top of the common people. Your war race will still become history. Now, this world belongs to us. The future also belongs to us. The sword intent on Lin Xian's body became stronger and stronger. An extremely terrifying dragon roar and sword cries sounded. At this moment, he was like a peerless sword god. Belongs to you? What a joke! The Zhangji snorted disdainfully. The other holy sons and holy daughters in the distance also had cold expressions. The other party was not a great emperor yet, but he said such arrogant words. He really didn't know life from death. Since ancient times, how many brilliant geniuses, how many powerhouses that shocked the past and present. But in the end, how many great emperors appeared? Too many heaven's chosen experts, shining stars, had fallen in the passage of time. Without reaching the final step, no one dared to say that they were invincible. But now Lin Xian had actually said such words. They couldn't help but be shocked. Ignorant kid. Next, I will let you see the true power of my war race. The Zhangji's voice was ice cold. On her body, mysterious runes appeared one after another, starting to circulate. A blood-colored aura wrapped around her. Bloodline power. This was the war race's bloodline power. In the distance, a holy son cried out in surprise. The other martial artists also cried out in surprise. They looked ahead, their bodies trembling, feeling as if the blood in their bodies was about to coagulate. They even had a feeling of wanting to kneel down and worship that beautiful figure in front of them. Bloodline suppression. This was absolute bloodline power. Some elders cried out in surprise, roaring like crazy, carrying out resistance. Those who were weak retreated frantically. Humph! Yi Wudao coldly snorted, golden light circulating around his body like a war god. He also activated the Yi family's bloodline power. Immediately, the war race's bloodline suppression was neutralized. Behind him, the demon imperial palace's Yen Ruyu's eyes also circulated, her body instantly recovering. One could imagine that Yen Ryu's bloodline power was definitely not weaker than Yu Wudao's. But as for what it was, probably no one knew. Besides them, Hu Tiandu, Wu Hua, the Crown Prince Gu Santong, Morong Qingchen, Shen Jingxiu, and the others also circulated their bloodline power. They resisted. At this moment, the holy sons and geniuses with bloodline power used all kinds of methods. As for those without bloodline power, or those with weak bloodline power, they could only retreat, or they could use artifacts to defend. Just because the other party had activated their bloodline power and hadn't used any major methods, it created such a terrifying scene. One had to admit that the war race's bloodline power was too terrifying, even after endless years, after countless generations of inheritance. It still had such power. They didn't dare to imagine how terrifying the first generation war god old ancestor would have been. He probably wouldn't be weaker than the ancient emperors. Or it was possible that the war race old ancestor was an ancient emperor. However, the war race had existed for too long. They didn't have any information about the war race old ancestor. But for the other party to be able to pass down his bloodline for so many years, he was definitely an earth-shattering character. Lin Xian also felt an immense pressure. In fact, the pressure he felt was even stronger than the other holy sons and holy daughters. That was because he didn't have bloodline power. You're tuning into the Mystic Fist YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.